There we go. I'm alone. I'm live. Christina's feeding some kitties. This is a Brainrot, Sunday Brainrot, but it's going to also be brain nourishment. We're going to be talking about drawing extreme perspective. I finally discovered how to do some pretty sick perspective stuff, and I couldn't wait to share in order to give everybody panic attacks or something about perspective. I don't know. Hello, Art Nerds. Hello, Bisma. Hello, Stardust. Rogel. Masu. Yes, you are first. Hey, Lexi. Lexi, I'm very impressed. You somehow managed to show up first, or like almost first, every single time, no matter when we stream, no matter what we stream, no matter if it's 3 in the morning, 2 in the afternoon, the instant we go live. Do you have like push notifications? Brain push notifications to your brain? Long time no see. Hello. Help, she would be waiting. Yes. Awesome. Eich, Duff, Pappy, hello. So, I figured out how to draw fisheye lenses of different angled stuff, like this grid right here. This is a 3/4 view grid. I also figured out how to draw. I can push this over. This would be a 45-degree perspective grid. And sorry, Christina's not here, so I'm going to have to like look at chat. There we go. Let's bring these out. Let's bring these down. Down, down. It's kind of weird to draw like this. I don't know if I'm going to be drawing on paper the whole time or not. There we go. So this would be a 45-degree perspective grid in a fisheye lens. Where's the queen? She's feeding the kitties. So we've got a 3/4 view right here. I drew that before stream. That's actually the thumbnail on YouTube. Not this drawing, but a different drawing. And then we've got a 45-degree vanishing point grid. So this would be 45 degrees. And then a box inside of this would look like this. That would be a box. I can get a pen or something. Ugh. So how is everyone doing? Bernard, hello. You know, it would... This pen kind of sucks. There we go. I can't draw too fast. There's a box in a 45-degree fisheye lens. And then we've actually got these. I drew this before stream, warming up a little bit.
I'm invisible.
Yes, you are invisible.
Crap.
What?
Nothing, I'm sketching.
We could have invisible Christina today. It's a Brainrot stream. I don't think she heard me. So this would be basically what you see in 3-point perspective, except that's in the middle of the lens. Hello, did the live just start? Yeah, but we've been live for 3 minutes. About 3 minutes. So this is like, you know, box stuff. If you have any questions about perspective or anything, I can do my best to try and answer. This song is so good. Guys, I discovered a new way to teach fisheye lenses, and it's sick, and I'll show you today. You're going to be the first to hear. It's so cool. It's actually, like, literally doable as well for most people, I think. Sorry, I just have to try to fill this in. Is that Applejack? Yes, it is. There we go. How do you do people with fisheye perspective? First, you draw boxes with in fisheye perspective. People are like 20 times harder, maybe 100 times harder than boxes. So the first step is learning this and the foreshortening. Why are the perspective lines curved? It's a fisheye lenses. So these are fisheye camera lenses. I have some pictures on my phone. Here it is. I took a couple pictures on my phone with a fisheye lens to show as examples. Here's a fisheye lens. That's what it looks like. So you see up, down, left, and right. Although the curve of this lens is not a perfect dome. It's kind of like a water droplet shape. And see, here's looking at my feet in a fisheye camera lens. Here's you know, looking at like the corner of the wall in a fisheye camera lens. So you see that these are all curved. It's a camera lens that looks up, down, left, right at the same time. And so all of your vanishing points and everything and all of your perspective lines get distorted. So, hey, what are you doing? Come here. Come on. You want to say hi to chat? Come on. Applejack. Hey. He's just licking himself now. He's like, I didn't do anything. Okay, so, where was I at? Oh, yeah. So, how do you draw fisheye perspective? This is sick. I just figured out this way to teach it earlier, right? Fisheye perspective. You draw 2-point perspective, right? Here's your 2-point perspective box.
Someone asked, where can you buy the lens?
Like this? Just on Amazon. It's like a fisheye lens for the iPhone. Make sure yours is compatible, right? 2-point perspective. And then add another 2-point perspective on the left. Just like this.
The left.
And then you can draw another 2-point perspective box. Just like this.
For the follows. Spacey, Nicole, JB,
right?
and Weirdos.
So I've got 2-point perspective, 2-point perspective, except instead of these lines going straight, we're actually going to curve them over to the other one. Like this. Zoop. Like this. Zoop. 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 And then you do the same thing with the up and down. So you go out, you basically flip this on its side and do another set of 2-point perspective and then 2-point perspective, right? And you can connect this together with like a circle. This is going to be like a football shape.
We're doing good, right? Armor Talks?
And then you're going to go curve that as well. It's the same thing. You're just going to curve these to each other like this. Zoop. Zoop.
I think the curved lines scare
Zoop.
them.
Zoop.
So Colton,
like that.
Do you think that the curved lines should be super accurate?
No, they don't have to be super accurate. Again, your lens can be a different shape, right? That's a fisheye grid. And that's literally what it is. It's 2-point perspective over here, 2-point over here, 2-point up here, 2-point down here. And then all you're doing is you're just following these lines. And then this is a vanishing point in the middle, right? You're just following these lines back. And there's a fisheye lens box. And that's actually literally what it is. It's 2-point, 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 2-point. You know, there's 3-point up here in the corner. There's 1 point right here in the middle.
This is a perspective grid.
Yes. So this is a fisheye perspective grid. And then down here you have like crap coming out like this.
Little offshoots.
Yeah. Little
spring onions.
Outy bits. Spring onions.
I don't know, they look like spring onions.
Yeah.
You know, like the bottom of an onion that has like little roots coming out?
Yep.
That's what it looks like to me.
And that's literally what it is. So if I want to draw a box, I can just draw it along these lines. And there's my boxes. So that's actually how you can set up a grid. And also think about it, because this is literally your 45-degree mark. And it's
all
sick.
of a sudden when it comes to degrees, people are like, they shut their brains off.
Yeah. Well, again, like a box is 90 degrees, right? Yeah. So like if I draw a box, all the edges of this box are 90 degrees, right? So this points there and that points there. That's a 90 degrees, right? These just go back to your vanishing points. So you basically see the world around you and a box has 90-degree angles. And so these are 90 degrees apart and these are 90 degrees apart. And so you're actually seeing 180 degrees of vision. You're seeing all the way from the left all the way to the right. So that's how this grid works. And it's really cool how these work.
Am I late? No, you're not late actually, Nat.
Nope.
Oh, thank you, Milk and Blacksea for the follow.
Now, the thing that a lot of people have trouble with when it comes to drawing in fisheye perspective is your foreshortening happens super duper duper fast. So basically, things get smaller a lot faster than you think, just because it's the way that you perceive the world. When you see a really wide area, when things go far away from you, they get smaller faster when you're in a lens like this. So it would actually, like a box of this size down here would be like this big.
Say says,
It'd get really, really small really fast.
I like learning and studying perspective, but I struggle placing a character in said perspective.
Yes.
That's the hard part.
That is hard. Makes perfect sense till I try it. Yes, that is where practice comes in. This won't really ever click without practice. You can watch a million videos and everything. Of course, you need to know like what to practice, but you can watch a million videos and it'll never really make sense without sub practice. And that other pen is kind of dying, so.
Uh-oh. Well, that just means you use it a lot.
So, and I'm just going to kind of do this messy.
Irokami, we don't usually do reviews, so they ask, can you please see my last video, a fisheye drawing, and tell me what I have to study better. We don't give feedback, but if you do want feedback, we usually have live classes.
You did a fisheye drawing in your last video?
In their last video.
Really?
I mean, if you want to look at it,
if
you want to look at it, you can. It's more like we generally don't do it unless it's an exception.
Well, I'm kind of curious to see it.
You can go look at it. Irokami. Can you do the same content tomorrow?
On Monday? Maybe we can do a perspective stream tomorrow. How do I even get to your profile? Who is it?
It's Irokami, yes.
Let's go look at your profile.
This is the first review that we've ever done.
This one?
It looks like it's that one. Yeah.
Let me see. I don't want to open it because it might be allowed. Is there music on it? How do I mute it if there is?
I don't know. You probably have to be really fast.
Here, let me do this. Microphone, mute audio, desktop audio. So you probably can't hear the...
Okay, there we go. Okay, there we go. Okay.
So Tilted Horizon, Fisheye.
It's
not too bad.
It's not bad.
Honestly, yeah.
Yeah.
It's not so bad. The scale's not too bad.
Fun rendering.
Yeah. If you want to review, it gets a little bit muddy once the shading part starts, but overall it's pretty good. Compositionally, I might work on it a little bit, but yeah, it's not too bad. It's a lot better than I was expecting. So,
I agree.
Nice
It looks
fun.
really.
I think that the character in front, the head, is a little bit off, but overall, yeah, I mean, pretty nice work. It's nice.
Yeah.
I never look at people's work on stream.
Yeah. Do you want to unmute?
Yeah, we can unmute. Sorry, I didn't want copyrighted music getting played on stream. There we go.
There we go. I feel like I'm in a Kim Jong-gi class.
So, for you, since you already are, did you find that grid online or did you make it yourself? Been practicing these so much, awesome. Because you might want to try some grids like this. Try building some grids that are actually off 90, or I guess not looking straight at Z. Like Z, or this is Y. You know, this is Z and this is X.
So they're asking, I have to work more on composition?
I would study graphic composition. I would study graphical composition, you know, do movie studies and stuff like that. But this isn't really a composition class today. This is in the escape bridge. I don't know what an escape bridge is. This is just a 3/4 view in a fisheye lens looking up. So it would look like, as this goes up and around you, you know, it would look like that. If this is called something specific, I don't know it because I kind of
I don't know.
figured out how to do this myself just based on
Trying it out.
Trying it and taking pictures in a fisheye lens and looking at the vanishing points and stuff. And then this one right here, you know. So this would be a 45 degree. So in Krenz cubes, you've got your 1 to 3.
You can probably turn my iPad off.
Your 2 to 2. Your 3 to 1. And your side. So this is like the front and the side as this cube rotates. That would just be this one right here. So the center of your camera lens is pointed at this. Whereas...
someone's asking, why are the lines kind of curved?
So if you have a 3-point perspective box, all I've done for this one right here is I pointed the center of my camera lens at that box. It would usually be located in the like upper quadrant of the grid. But I've taken my camera and I've looked up at the box. So now... it's basically from the middle. So these vanishing points that were on the sides, they've moved. There's a curved horizon line, and these vanishing points have gone like this. Zoop. And then this one came down.
So the reason why it's curved is because the lens is distorting the perspective. So fisheye lenses curve what usually would be like, what, linear?
Yeah. Well... your eyes are technically fisheye lenses.
Yeah.
You just don't see wide enough to really see the distortion unless you get really, really close to someone's face.
Yep.
Which is really funny because like you can actually like look at things like really closely. Actually, dang, I have such a good idea. So take your phone, turn it off, close one eye, and then move your face all the way up to your phone. Like really, really, really close. You can actually see your head in a fisheye lens. That'd be actually kind of sick to do a drawing like that.
Oh,
so you look up,
like in the reflection of
in the reflection.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of sick. I didn't know that.
Should I learn perspective before anatomy?
Not necessarily. I mean, I would probably learn both at the same time. So what was I even going to talk about today? Oh, yeah. So, again, this is like perspective Brainrot. I don't really expect anybody here to understand, but I wanted to practice it, and I just figured we'd go live. So I'm going to mess with the iPad now, and we're going to get our layer, and I'm going to draw...
You might need to move the text up a little bit because it could be blocked.
I realize that it actually completely is blocked by other stuff as well.
Okay. All right.
So I'll try it there for this stream. I don't need to put it there every stream, right? So let's put my horizon line at the 45 degree mark right here. So this would be a curved, this would be a curved horizon. And we'll put a vanishing point here and here and here. So this is actually going to be the grid that I drew right here. So we're going to construct one of these grids. You hear sussy noises?
Sus noise.
So under normal circumstances, if you're drawing in a fisheye lens, you'd basically have top Y, bottom Y. This is X, this is Y, this is Y, this is X, this is Z, and then this comes out of here, right? And these come over like this. So the lens itself, the piece of glass that you're looking through, can you get my fisheye lens off of my desk?
Okay. They're playing.
It's on my desk in my room, in my office. So the lens that you're looking through is actually the thing causing the distortion, right? Like look at the iPad. See how that's like distorted? See how this is like distorted, right? Like you can see that through there and it's like distorted. The circle is the same, but this glass is actually causing this distortion. That's how I want you to think about the world. No, yeah, but there's a little clip that goes on it too.
Oh.
It's like a little
okay,
black, almost like a hair clip looking thing. So I can just take this off, right? And this is a fisheye lens, and so if I hold it up to the camera, you'll see that like, come on. There we go. You'll see that you can actually see more, and now you can see less. So it like really zooms out your view like that, right? And if I put my hand here, come on.
Here it is.
Look at that. Oh, dang, that works so good, dude. Look at that.
Whoa, does that work better than on the phone?
See, look at this, right?
Whoa.
My finger. And so here's my hand in a fisheye camera lens. You can see the top of the iPad is actually starting to curve. Come on. Top of the iPad is starting to curve. So I'm just like holding it in front of the camera. There we go. Curved iPad, just slightly. And so you can put this thing on your phone. The lens is the thing causing the distortion. So it's distorting the world around you, which means if I'm looking straight at a box, it looks like this, right? But if I'm putting it through a lens like this, then it's going to distort this box, and it's going to kind of make it like...
It's like separate. The lens and the perspective is like...
It's going to make it like this, right? It's like warping the world in order to see more. Why didn't you just drink the water? I think that was water that like a cat was in. And I didn't feel like drinking cat water.
What, do you want me to give you some water?
No, I dumped a little, like maybe like a teaspoon of water or a tablespoon of water out of this. All right. So this box becomes that when you hold it, you know, to the camera lens. Like that. Here, heck, give me the...
Where's the Rubik's Cube?
Oh, this is sick. I might actually be
on
able to
your
pull
phone?
this off. Yeah, I should probably do it on my phone, actually. Okay, so let's experiment here. Here's my phone camera, and I'm going to clip this fisheye lens onto my phone camera. And it's going to be weird because it's going to want to do that. There we go. Okay, check that out.
Ooh.
Look at this one right here. See? Watch.
Yep.
Oh, look, there's the distortion I was talking about. Whoa,
that looks so
right?
satisfying.
That's pretty sick. TikTok might not be able to see it very well, but YouTube can see it fine. Let's do this, right?
Put your war mode off.
Crap, I keep moving it to the wrong place. Again, this is kind of a Brainrot stream, so I'm like figuring out. And watch, it's the same thing. It's not just the drawing, right? Look. That's sick, dude.
Cute. Cute looking spear.
So here's a cube, and now if I look at it from like a 3/4 angle, watch what happens to the corners, right?
Whoa.
They get warped. Like that. So I can look at this cube any angle I want in a fisheye lens, right? It's warping those vanishing points.
Wait, that
And
actually
so
helps? Yeah.
if you know how to draw in a fisheye lens, you can essentially do any perspective you want. And if you know how to warp, so here's how it works. If you want to be able to warp, be a perspective bender, you know, the Avatar, the last perspective bender. So 3-point perspective, right? It looks like this.
I feel like we could get an affiliate link for these fisheye lenses. That'd be kind of sick.
Yeah, right? 3-point perspective looks like this. And 2-point perspective, so there's a vanishing point, and vanishing point, right? 3 vanishing points. You're actually looking at, like, this part of your grid, by the way. Your camera's just not pointed there.
It's like this is if you're just kind of standing straight.
Yeah, so
and
this
it's
box
just up there.
Is this box, right? But the reason that this box is curved is because my camera lens, it's like this, right? But it's not like this. It's like this. It's like up here, like up there, right? Mm-hmm. And then I can go down there and I can go up there. Now watch what happens. If I take my camera lens and I point it at the cube moves to the middle of the lens, right? The lens, this area, but the warping stays. So like, see, like if I move this like that, you can see the warping changes, but the orientation of the cube stays the same. This is kind of janky, sorry guys.
Well,
right?
It's kind of hard to move.
If I take the cube and I go like this, and I move over here, you can see the cube is sitting on the iPad.
It's not moving.
But you can see that it's being warped a lot. So like if I move over top of it, and then I move down here, I can actually see the sides of that cube. So now watch what happens. If I look at the cube
And move your camera.
It's in, so if I basically do this, it's now in the center of the camera lens, but it's the same orientation. So that's what I'm doing. I'm actually going to take the center of my camera lens and point it at this cube. And so what happens is these vanishing points, vanishing point 1, you know, vanishing point 2, or I should say these vanishing points, they change positions on this. So horizon line is going to go down and it's going to get warped because that camera lens is warping the perspective. And then top Y, X, Z. I should actually say this because we're looking Z, X. So I'm looking up and to the left. And then this camera is warping this. So it's like this. Zoop, 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 zoop. So there's my top Y. Whereas in this one, it's right here. But I've pushed it down, and then this camera lens is still warping it. So these lines have to be warped by this lens. The circle represents the lens.
Can you tell me why that Z has shifted to the right? It's because you just moved the...
It was here.
It was there.
And this was here.
Yeah. But you
and
just
then
decided...
I've looked up and to the left, right? So again, it's like, let's just say I got little action figure dude here, right? Here's that action figure dude. There he is. If I look up and to the left, where's he move?
Okay.
He moves down and to the right.
Okay.
So if I have a vanishing point in the center and I look up and to the left, that vanishing point moves down and to the right.
Okay, I see.
If I look up and... Did I say up and to the left? I mean up and to the... Yeah, up and to the left. Up and to the right, it moves down and to the left, right? You can see it's like being... It's doing the opposite of the way that I'm looking.
Yeah.
So that's why this Z gets pushed down here.
Because you like physically.
And this Y comes down because I've looked up at it. And then the distortion is going to be the same. So, right, we've got this. And then, again, the center of your camera lens is actually straight. So any line that runs through the center is going to be straight. And I'll literally prove it to you right now. Center of the lens. Straight. The edge is straight. If I move it, it curves. If I put it right there, it's straight. And that'll happen. Any line that intersects the middle point of your fisheye lens is going to be straight. See, watch. The iPad is warped. Straight. Warped. So if I cross this center, it's going to be straight. And so any line that crosses my center point is going to be straight. So I know that Z is going to be straight here. And Y is going to be straight here. And now what happens, right? What happens as, say, the center of this Rubik's Cube moves up? Let's just say it like goes at an angle, right? It starts to curve around that center line. So I've got my center line here, just like this. And then that curves around it. Curves around it. So you get like this happening. Curves, 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 curves. There is my left X. Z is going to do the exact same thing, right? And it's going to go through Y. Remember, this is where Z and Y become parallel, right? Like if I draw a box here, you can see it'll end up looking like this, right? The side of this box, it becomes parallel, right? So like, let's do this, right? So here's the side of the box. Here's going back that way. Here's going back that way. Parallel. I'm looking at the side of it. So this is where it starts to look at the side. And on my curved grid, where is it? Here it is. This curved line is where I'm starting to look at the side. And that's here and here.
It kind of looks like a box already.
Yeah, it does. Well, it should. I mean,
yeah.
If you're understanding it, it should. And so we go like that and that and that. And then this Z gets all of its own lines as well. And so again, this line is running straight through Z. And so it's going to like bend like this. It's going to like warp around. Not really drawing this very well right now.
Someone said, I have not done a fisheye lens perspective yet. Did you say that if you do fisheye, you can do any perspective?
Not necessarily. I would say you have to understand 1, 2, and 3 point perspective decently well in order to manage a fisheye lens. But fisheye lenses are like how the world actually is. Like this is actually the world. If I zoom way in here and I draw a box, it's gonna look like normal. It's not even gonna look warped. Because a fisheye lens is just really, really looking out. So if you zoom in a lot, the boxes just look normal. I didn't even draw that box right.
Huh? Thank you for the follows. I don't know. That looks like a J. Ramo, Alina, Hope, and Alan Diaz. Thank you for the follows.
See, there's like a normal box.
Wow.
Like this. But if I zoom out a lot, that box is going to be really, really tiny. I have to move that box extremely close to the camera in order to really see that warping, that distortion. Like, look at this, right? Right.
So would you say that things that are farther away from us tend to be more linear?
Things that are further away, yeah. I mean, a linear perspective is basically just looking at, like, a little quadrant of it.
Well, it kind of makes sense because,
So if we zoom back out, there's our 3/4 box. Like, and look at this. Here, I'll draw that box actually directly on the center of our camera lens. Actually,
it only,
I'll put this corner
it only
on
starts distorting when you're basically trying to cram a bunch of stuff in one view.
Yeah. So there is our 3-point perspective box. We are the center of the camera lens of this circle. The center of this circle is looking at this box.
Hey, Jenny.
At this angle. There it is.
Mm-hmm.
And so what is really happened is we've got our fisheye lens, and in the center of my fisheye lens, I'm looking at this box. So you don't really see any distortion. It's really far away from us. It's not. I'm literally like only this far. Like I'm probably like at like 6 inches, 7, 8 inches away, and it's that small already in my camera lens.
That's very interesting. So trippy.
I can go way over here, and you can still see it.
Thoughts on isometrics and accents? I don't know what accents is.
Isometrics? I like isometric perspective. It's 0-point perspective.
Mm-hmm. Your
But
mic is muted. I don't
not
know.
a lot of people use it. Do we?
Do we
Mic
sound
is
okay?
muted? No, it's not.
Okay.
Wait, so I have not done fisheye lenses yet. Did you say that if you do fisheye, you can do any? I mean, it's hard. Fisheye is kind of hard. So there is a 3/4 perspective grid, like this, and then this. So if I wanted to create a perspective grid and I wanted to draw it like this, so I take my fisheye lens and I want to go like that. How am I going to do that? It's actually pretty simple. All I do is I take Z and I move it halfway, and I take X and I move it halfway, and so you're just going to get this.
Tinier grid.
Remember that center line is straight, right? And so it's basically going to go like this. So your box is literally going to look like that. It's not going to look exactly like that, but mostly like that. There we go.
Close enough.
There's that box. That box. That box.
How do you apply this to round objects like spheres, or are they unaffected?
They're affected. They're certainly affected. It's kind of a lot to go into. You'd start with boxes, and it would be the ellipse. So basically, right here would be like a 45-degree ellipse. Right here would be, 22.5. This would be a 67.5. This would be a circle. This would be the side of it.
Here we go.
So it has to do with degrees. Like whenever you're dealing with circles, like ellipses are calculated in degrees. So like as you go wider, the degree increases until you get to a circle, which is a 90-degree ellipse. So for example, look at the top of this cup, right? As I start to look at it from an angle, this circle gets squished. And so if I'm at like a 45-degree angle, this gets squished to half.
Well, the center line splits it in half.
Yeah, this length right here is half of this length. And then if I go down to here, right, this length is now like 3 times as much as that. So 90, 45, 67 and a half, let's say 22 and a half. This is less until you get to the side.
What's the best way to learn this? You've actually memorized all the degrees and stuff. Krenz cubes.
And so it depends what orientation you're looking at the sphere. But like if I have a sphere in here, you know, it's basically... I think I actually get a little bit warped, but I haven't really messed a lot with spheres in fisheye lenses, like planets and stuff. But I'm not really sure. I would say...
You would get back to them on that.
Maybe. I'll probably learn it at some point. But what I would do is I would draw a box in this. Like this. Oops. And I would put a sphere inside of it. If it's like an anime head or something, you know, it would be like...
Cute.
You know, like that kind of thing. But it is an interesting question. I would say if you want to draw cylinders and stuff, you got to know where you are. So if I'm drawing a cylinder here, my cylinder is going to look more like that. This bottom ellipse is going to be a lot larger. This top ellipse is going to be a lot smaller. And then if this cylinder comes all the way up to here, it's going to basically look like that. And that's another thing. Like if you're drawing people in perspective, you know, if you're drawing like legs and arms and stuff, that's kind of important for fisheye lenses, because like you'd be looking at the bottom of the hand and then you'd get to the shoulder. If like the person's shoulder is intersecting the horizon line, this ellipse would get larger as you go down until you're looking literally straight down.
Wow.
At like a circle. So I would say cylinders are probably more cylinders.
So just a little plug. Colton actually did a bunch of demos of Krenz cubes.
Oh, yeah.
And he made a video on it.
Yeah, I have a whole video on this, like the basics of this. I'm going over like really advanced stuff today.
So this is how we memorize the degrees. Someone was asking, how do you
Yeah, this is like an exercise. They're called Krenz cubes. It basically is a way to memorize ratios of cubes so you can draw them at different angles. And you basically memorize these, and then where the heck are they?
Oh, it's on the heads.
Is there another
angles,
set?
Probably.
Here. You basically memorize those. And then you multiply it times 4. So this grid right here is literally, you look up, you're looking down, you're looking right, left, and all the angles like that. And then you practice applying them to a 5-point perspective grid like this, because they're going to be very much the same ratios. And you practice that over and over and over, honestly, like 20, 30, 40, 50 times.
Yep, and that's how you get good at faces and everything else, is practicing a bunch of times.
Then form drawing.
Yep.
You know, you can practice form drawing. You can draw a bunch of boxes at different angles and put heads and objects in them. Where was that stream a little while back? Here's like some of Christina's, right? Anime heads at a bunch of angles. Here's more anime heads at angles. Let me look for that stream a little while back where I did like all the feet. And I would do this. I would break down an object into simple forms, put it inside of a box, and draw it from every angle. So this is like a simple breakdown of a foot. Sorry how messy it is. And then I would draw Krenz cubes in a fisheye lens, and I would add a foot inside of every single one of them to try to understand it from every angle. But like the box comes first because it's going to be your simplest form. It's going to be the easiest to track back to the vanishing points. And so if you can draw cubes and you can draw simple forms, then there would be no reason you wouldn't be able to add feet in this lens. And then, you know, you do like lens, or you do like legs and arms and heads and all kinds of stuff. So this lens is this lens right here. You can see X, Z, Y, and then there's my 3/4 boxes. Here's a fisheye lens looking straight, and here's a 45-degree angle one.
Ooh, thank you for the
Just like
follows. Tofarati, Thalson, Alistair, Ronald, Miles, W.I. or
Let me
J.
just
I don't
make
know.
like a new layer.
Bubbles, Andy, Colin, and Cassie for the follows. Thank you. Do you guys have any tips on foreshortening of like the arm?
I mean, it's a cylinder. So I would say Foreshortening is difficult for a lot of people because say you have an object this long. If I'm looking at it from a different angle, how short does it get? Does it get that short?
What does it?
Does it get this short? Does it get this short? And that's going to have to do with the camera lens that you're actually in. And so it's... Let me even literally like try something, all right? I'm going to steal this guy's arm here. And I'm going to go to my fisheye lens. Like, look, right? Crap.
I might be popping in and out because I got meal prep to do.
So here's this dude, right? Here's his arm. Watch.
Whoa.
See how much his hand changes in relation to the arm that I'm holding? And I'm literally moving the arm a couple of inches. So again, foreshortening. Why is the camera like beating like a heart? It's like so nervous about drawing in perspective.
So nervous.
Oh, there it goes. All right. Now watch, right? Right? Big giant hand.
Whoa.
You can see that the hand is the thing getting bigger faster because it's closer to us.
Closer to us.
So if I literally punch,
You basically won't even see the arm. You just see the
you can
front.
literally hear it like hitting it, right?
Yeah.
If I punch this, it's big hand. If I move it away, it's a little hand.
The farther things are away from them, the less size difference you'll see.
Yeah. So it really is a perspective. It really is a closeness to the camera thing. How close is your character to the camera? Are you standing 10 feet away, 15 feet away, 20 feet away, 30 yards away, 100 yards away? And if you're 100 yards away and I'm looking at you through a telescope, then that foreshortening is going to be different than if you're 2 feet away from me and I'm looking at you. And that has to do with like, you know, you can have a box that's like this, like an isometric box.
Black Links, Proto, Che, and Mr. Burrito, thank you for the follow.
You could have this box like this. You could have this box like this.
Whoa.
It's all the same box, but these sides are going to be shorter or longer depending on what camera lens you're in. So it's very difficult for me to explain it without going into this kind of stuff. I know it's kind of like, it's scary and everything, but...
Well, like, the thing is, the questions are scary because they are scary topics.
Yeah.
It's basically like asking how to do medical physics when you don't know basic math.
It's kind of like that. And now, like, that's why most people just, like, kind of wing it. And there is always a winging it factor. If you need 100% accuracy, it would be very important to probably just use something like a computer program, 3D modeling software. But otherwise, that would basically just be basic foreshortening in a nutshell. So, right, if I've got a vanishing point and a horizon line, right? You can cross this in an X to get the midway point, and then you would come down here and you would pull this through there and come down there, and that would be a foreshortened rectangle. So A and B are the same size in perspective. That's how foreshortening works. It works in no perspective, and again, I'm a little bit off just because I'm freehanding it, but it would work the same way if these are parallel. Halfway point, pull a line down.
I wish there was a short and magical answer to answer how to do foreshortening, but there isn't, unfortunately. Like, there's no way we can tell you, oh, just do this and this and you're good.
There we go, right? And so it would be like A equals B. And it also works in perspective. So if these are converging towards a point, A equals B. And the closer this vanishing point is, so for example, if I went really extreme with it and did like this,
whoa,
and split it down the middle, it would literally be like this.
Super short.
It would be way, way, way shorter. So it's like A and B, they're equal still. So that's the basics of foreshortening. And remember, like the closer this vanishing point is, right? My horizon line would be here. The closer this vanishing point is to the object, the faster the foreshortening. So when you're working in a crazy camera lens like this, where the vanishing points are really, really, really close to your objects, your foreshortening is literally going to look like this.
Yeah, all the music that we use for our streams is we have a, what was it called?
Epidemic Sound?
Epidemic Sound. So it's not royalty free, but we get a subscription, so we are allowed to use the music.
Like, it's literally going to be like that. Like, those boxes would be the same size. I mean, I'm kind of guesstimating, but that's basically how it would work. Let me draw some more stuff, right? So maybe I can find like a little bit more obvious one. Let's go up, right? So we have maybe like a box going up. Going back to there, going up to there, like that. Right? If I were to like split this box in half, pull it up here, and go through that point to there. It would be really stinking small.
There we go.
It'd probably be even smaller than that. I probably made a mistake here. I would err on the side of making it smaller than you think you need to, because this stuff happens really, really fast in lenses like this. There we go. And most of the time you're not drawing this whole lens. You're drawing like a chunk of it. So in actual, like, you go like, yeah, well, I wouldn't really use this practically. Imagine if this was your entire frame. That's how you use it. Like, I drew a piece recently with June, our character, and I only used a chunk of this grid. Like a little chunk of this grid. What the heck? Here it is.
Hey, Ranky. Oh, Ranky. Like
Ranky, like
old school Ranky?
Like old
Art Academy,
Hold on,
old Anime Academy Ranky?
Let me take warm mode off, and I don't know why my volume's all the way up. There we go. So you can see that this is drawn in a fisheye lens, but I'm actually only, I don't really have a good fisheye lens here, do I? Let me just draw a quick one.
Old school Ranky.
Nice.
The Ranky is here.
Yeah.
How have you been? Still getting donuts?
Fisheye lens.
Thank you,
Right.
Sophie, Zier, and Sandy for the follow.
Fisheye. My circle's not quite a circle. It's more of like an oval, but whatever.
Kat asked, roughly how long did it take for you to get a basic understanding of perspective?
I don't think you're going to like my answer. I studied industrial design in 2016, and then I worked professionally as a concept artist for years, and I've taught a bunch of perspective classes. And all of this fisheye stuff, I actually only learned it recently because nobody ever taught it to me. So I learned the basics. Like, my portfolio, like, I can show you, I didn't know any of this stuff, and I was still able to draw like stuff like this all the way back in like 2016, like this kind of thing. So you don't really need to know this stuff, but it'll help a lot. It'll bring you to like the next level. But I don't know, like when I was in industrial design school, I kind of knew a little bit about perspective, but not a lot. And then we worked on it for a really long time. And just learn stuff as you go. Like, I draw a lot of boxes. I do a lot of box exercises. So that piece that I showed you a little bit ago takes place right here in this perspective grid. I never added it to my
Ranky, you're starting college this fall?
That's wild. Our little boy's all grown up.
Little boy's all grown up.
Okay. So this right here takes place basically right here on the grid. So I've got, the car, horizon line, there's like a building here, there's like a building here, the character, is right here. So I'm drawing it on a little chunk of the grid. And you'll notice that a lot of artists, like a lot of professionals, I'll just undo this. A lot of professionals will draw like here. There was a piece by TB Choi, and it was like a person kicking, and it was kind of like, I don't remember their exact pose, but they were like, they had their leg or their body. How did their body look? What was that even posed? Yeah, it was like that.
It's kind of twisted.
Can you find
yeah,
it
I'll
actually?
Find it. I'll try.
It's in their perspective. They're like a perspective class thing that they drew, and I'll show you exactly where on the grid it is. Secret Steam without me. Oh, I totally forgot. We never announced.
What?
They'll live. What?
What?
It's down here. So like this one. Here's a piece by TB Choi. Right? This piece right here. It takes place right here. Right here on this grid. That's where it is. You can tell because these lines over here are warped. These lines are warped. This line is straight. This line is straight. So I know the center of my camera lens is right there. So it's cropped into the bottom. And I'm going based on the people, not this frame that she put right there. And then there's another one, like an extreme foreshortened perspective character. Where's that kick?
I have no clue. I thought it would be in there. Oh, there it is.
There it is. So here's some of TB Choi's work, right?
So good.
This
There's that
kick takes place right here on the grid. She goes a little bit above the horizon line. There's the center point. So the edge of the frame is like right there.
It's a very dynamic area.
That's the frame. And so this foot is like really, really coming towards us. And you can see that she's actually dragged her perspective lines back to that vanishing point. You can see it's not even all that accurate. It doesn't have to be. Like this line doesn't go back to the vanishing point. But it's like you can tell she draws it with an understanding that it doesn't really matter that much. Like it doesn't have to be perfect. And she simplifies it with a box as well. So where is that? It's kind of on her. You know, it's kind of like this. Like that. And then there's the head, you know, and the torso, and that. And then this comes out towards us. There's the calf, and then there's that foot, and then this leg, you know, goes way back, and there's the calf, and there's the foot back there. So it's kind of like that. I probably should have made this leg a bit higher.
What I like to do with the foreshortening like this is I'll draw the things that's in front of me, the most in front of me, and then I'll just kind of fill in the blank. So like, yeah. Oh, that's nice.
Right? It kind of like that.
I like that.
And then there's the foot. But it's literally right there on the grid. So what you can actually do, and I discovered this a while back. Let me undo this. I keep messing up my grid, and I don't want to.
You gotta put on a different layer.
I should. Let me do this. Let me make a new layer. There we go. Here. Let me see that drawing again. Hua. 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 Cha. This leg is turned like that. This leg is turned, the knee is facing that way. Cha. Hua.
Hey, Dahlia. Hua. Hey.
Ha. This model's not quite posable enough to do this, but it's kind of close. Ha.
Oh, that's fun. Now we attack.
This is Colton's secret technique, by the way. You've only seen it here. This is top secret, esoteric, gate-kept knowledge. Hua!
Can't really see that. There we go. Oh wow!
There you go.
Yep, there's that.
There's
that
that
grid.
pose. And the foot is kind of like down like that. Ha-ta. And so you could actually take a picture of this. Where's that model stand? Do I have it?
I have no clue. Oh, I might have it.
Oh. But yeah, ha! So here is it in a non-fisheye lens. It's relatively accurate.
I gotta BRB. I gotta check on my stove stuff. Kitchen stuff.
Let's have our little like grabber. How do I even do this? Okay. Hua. But I need to like point him up like this. And it needs to be like that. What do you think of that? That's kind of crazy. All right. And now let's look through him. Let's look at him in a fisheye lens. Wacha. Crap, you guys can't see it, can you? Let's pull this leg forward a little bit. This is like a Brainrot stream where I'm just like messing around. I'm sorry, I'm not talking to chat too much. The green on the figure is actually peak. Where did you get that action figure? I have really bad news. This particular model of action figure is super expensive because they're all price gouged because they stopped manufacturing them. However, it's a Toa Heavy Industries 1/12 scale. Let me like... Where? I can't... Do you have that picture, Christina?
What?
The TB Choi one.
Oh, it's on my phone.
There. That's good enough. That's basically that pose right there in a fisheye lens. That's actually pretty sick. But yeah. This is an absurd technique. Yeah. Technique. Yeah, it's kind of wild, isn't it? This lens, by the way, this camera lens, fisheye lens, Alusso, ALILUSSO. I just found it on Amazon. It was like $13 or something. Check that out though. Like, that's pretty sick. Works pretty well. I probably wouldn't pose it like that. Look at this one. He's like, whoa, dodge. Look at that. Whoa. Whoa, I don't want that picture. It's kind of not at a good angle. Hold on, I messed up his pose. This goes down, that goes like that. This can look up. We'll put the hand up like that. And then this one can go back. We'll the torso. Yeah, that looks pretty good. What do you think of that? Not too bad. We could even like point the toe. Or we could even like pull this up. Hold up. This joint needs to rotate there. That's a pretty sick pose. I could try to draw this. I haven't done a lot of fisheye people drawing. Uh-oh. That's not good. I broke the stand. His pose was too powerful. Is it an attachment for your phone? Yeah, it's a fisheye lens. It just like clips on. See? And you can see that it's like, his pose was too powerful. I need to get a new one of these stands. They're dirt cheap. They're like a set of 5 for like a couple dollars. This is a weird stinking pose though. What if I like rotated that less? I hope this model doesn't break. It's not like, I don't really feel like I'm stressing him that much. It's creaking, but you know, he's tough. Look, if I couldn't pose the model, he's not worth it anyways. There we go. It's kind of an interesting pose. We could do something like that. Kicking. I have no way to attach this guy anymore. I'm so sorry. I broke it.
What?
I broke, not the model, I broke the dumb stand thing.
When? Just now?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, chat did it.
Chat did it.
What's the little guy's name? I was gonna say Toby, but we already have a Toby. Joey. All right, let's cook. All right, so we're gonna do this. We're gonna look up. Let's bring this arm back like this. Or like forward. And then let's take this arm and put it back there. And let's like have him like stomp. Like, I'm gonna stomp your chest. Like, look. Like, this dude right here is like this giant who's like missing an arm. And he's like flying at him. I'm playing with action figures. I just realized that. I'll kill all of them. But anyways. So there we go, right? We'll just have to like hold it by hand. And then I'll take this fisheye lens and like this is POV. Like this is you. Anyways. So like hold that a little ways away. And let's do like, I don't like that arm right here. It's kind of weird. Dogs. Attack on Titan reference? Yeah, it is. Anyways, this is such a dumb pose. Look at this. It's actually kind of cool though. Hold up. Christina, I need help posing. Yeah.
What is it?
What do you think of like this pose?
Want me to do this?
Watch what I did to chat. Look.
What?
Yada.
Oh no!
Now he just needs a pompadour.
Yada.
I don't like this pose that much.
You give it.
You want to make the pose sick?
So what are you trying to do?
Pose it in something. I don't know. I want to
Yeah.
like try to draw him in like a fisheye lens or something.
Okay.
Thanks for showing us some tips. You are welcome. Dogs in my face. But yeah, like these grids are sick. Like once you understand that the fisheye lens is independent of the box, like the lens warps this, but the box can rotate in any direction. And if you hold it further, it's less warped. And if you hold it closer, it's a lot more warped. But one thing that I actually noticed is I think this particular fisheye lens that I have,
Here we go.
the contour of it, that's not too bad. It's pretty fun. Wow. All right. The particular fisheye lens that I have, I think it's shaped like this.
All right, bye.
I think it's shaped like that. So you don't get as much distortion in like the center of the lens, but around the edge of the lens you get a lot more. And like a fisheye lens like what I'm drawing in is more shaped like a bubble, like that. That's why there's like consistent warping everywhere as it sees the world versus this phone one. Because you'll notice that like as you get closer to the center of the lens, why is this? There we go. This thing is really hard to put on, by the way. There it goes. As you get closer to the center of the lens, like the warping is really strong on the top, but then like maybe like right about kind of like this area, it starts getting a lot less warped. You can see it in the iPad. Like as the iPad kind of gets towards the top, it starts bending more. So I don't think this fisheye lens on the phone is this shape. I think it's more like a drop of water shape. What kind of puppet is that? Oh yeah, I was gonna tell you guys what this was, wasn't I? No, stay. I'm gonna gatekeep. I'm gonna. All right, anyways. Toe. Come on. What is this, a 1/12, Christina?
Yeah, 1/12 scale.
I don't know how much these are price gouged these days, but this is the figure. Toa Heavy Industries went that by 1,000 toys, male, 1/12 scale. We also have the female one sitting around here somewhere, but I don't really know where it is. Dude, this pose is sick. No, I took a picture of one earlier. It was kind of cool, actually. Yeah, your pose is pretty cool, though, too. Let me take some pictures of hers. This is, like, try-hard perspective stuff. Look at this. Wow. Wait. Yeah, that's sick, dude. What about that one? Wow. Wow. Yeah, we'll just do something like that. There. We'll take a couple pictures of it. I kind of like that last pose as well. Bro, Toby was meowing so loud earlier. He wanted food so bad. Look at this. Yeah, I kind of like this one quite a lot. That one's kind of cool. It's pretty similar to hers, so I kind of like that. He's like, ah! Where is Toby? Yeah. Is he sleeping? We can do something like that. So, understanding how this works. Look, center of the camera lens, right about here. Center of the camera lens, right about there. So if I want to draw a sick fisheye lens pose, on this, I actually don't do this very much, so, you know, pray for me, I guess. So I would probably start by just kind of sketching in a boxy way this pose. The heck is his pelvis doing? I guess it's kind of like turning towards us and going down, and then this leg is really coming towards us, so it like gets a lot bigger. And then there's like the knee, and then the calf is kind of like this, and then there's like the foot, which you can't really see that well, unfortunately. It's kind of a weird foot pose. And then this leg is like going down, and it's a lot smaller. And maybe we'll pull this in instead. And then we'll take the arm and we'll put it up. And then this arm goes back and out. How should I show this foot? Should I just do like a... something like that? Yeah. Hold on. You know, maybe something like that. That could be kind of fun. Let's find another one. Whoa. What? There, I'll just stick this one up here. And building out forms here. Do ya? Yeah, it is like a head pad, isn't it? These get like really warped. I'm not very good at doing extreme warping outside of the lens. about taking a non-fisheye pose reference and putting it in a fisheye sketch. You would need to understand the basic forms of the pose in 3D. So like that's why you'd simplify it into like a box. What some people do is they'll draw like a ground plane and they'll divide it up. And they'll put the pose on here. Like, I don't really know what pose it would even be. Something simple, you know, you know, just something kind of simple. Let's just say and they would think about it from like this point of view, which is like understanding it in 3D, which way are the forms going, and then you would redraw this in whatever, you know, a fisheye lens or something with the same proportional measurements, and you'd use the, you know, the same whatever grid, and you would just basically warp it along that. Like they would go, okay, so this is where the pelvis, pit of the neck, bottom of the rib cage, there's those 3 boxes. Here's the bottom of the knee. And so they'd break this up in like a fisheye lens, and they'd go, there's that. There's that. I'm going to just do a bad job really fast. And they would like warp it along the lens. Right, like that kind of thing. They'd measure it and break it down. You have to understand poses and like the 3D forms. Do a lot of like figure drawing, you know, construction, stuff like that. Like this is really, really, really extreme. The one that I was drawing the other day, I don't even know where that one was. Was it? Where was it? I don't even know where it was. Was it in here? The anatomy lesson? Nope. Was it in this one? No, I don't actually know where it went. But I was drawing some, oh, I want to turn a layer on so we can see. Basically like this, right? Like a lot of the stuff would be, you'd probably approach it like this in very simple volumes first. That's a really good way to approach it. Where the heck? I know it. I don't think it was this. No. Here it is. Like this kind of stuff. I did check it already. I would break down poses in terms of that, for sure. And then you round them out and you would add form to them, but essentially like simplifying them into boxes first. It's a lot easier usually to draw the character before the grid as well. And you kind of simplify them as just like overlapping boxes. I would probably even change this a bit. Maybe we'll make that one go back. And then break it down into really simple forms. Yeah. Considering figures as box mannequins and fisheye perspective grids, yeah. I mean, you wouldn't really ever draw a fisheye perspective grid without setting up a figure as a box, unless you're like really experienced. Like you do that for years and years in order to practice. Most people like a Kim Jong-il type thing. And like all the meanwhile you want to practice like design, getting better at design, getting better at figure drawing, shape language, all that kind of stuff. Look at that one.
I'm back for now. Ooh, that is
silly.
Awesome. Sick.
I would even probably curve that a bit.
I opened
Explain why
TikTok to
what?
look this up, and before I even click the search, you're already teaching it live.
Oh wow.
Well, that we've just read your mind apparently.
Yeah. Well, we are live on YouTube right now.
Yeah.
You can back up the stream if you want. I talked a lot about different fisheye drawing stuff. If you go to our channel, that's it. How to draw extreme perspective. Although this is the Brainrot edition because it's not really an official stream. It's a Sunday. I don't really feel like being serious.
Could you explain why it's important to know where the center line is?
Center line of what?
Center
A
line of
person?
what?
A human figure? It's because of symmetry. You wanna know the center
I
line.
know the middle.
Yeah. If like you're drawing a box or something, you want to know the center line. It's generally pushed further than you think it should be, especially if the foreshortening is extreme. It's pretty much always pushed further that way more than you think it will be.
Hello, SM445 Spirit on the whatever. Thank you for the follow.
Yes.
Thank you, Blue Star, for the follow.
It helps with symmetry. It's really important for a lot of different stuff. That's where you'd put like buttons and you know, sometimes seam line zippers of jackets, all that kind of stuff. Middle.
You could turn that into a city. I think
Yeah,
it'd
I
be
mean,
kinda
it
cool.
could be a
Do
city.
you want to turn that into a city?
I
or
mean,
like
I
some kind
guess.
of buildings?
You know, this would connect to the ground, like this. Maybe
you, Lily,
let's
for
say
sharing the
that's
line.
the ground.
made my basmati rice. My vegetables are cooking. I think it's doing pretty good for meal prep today. Ooh, a not boxy, super boxy building. Bevel?
I mean, buildings would have a lot of bevels and pieces coming off of them.
Romy Rome, thank you for the follow.
I don't know what would be on this side necessarily, but we can have, you know,
Go
more
lamp.
boxes.
Street light?
If we had a building by us, it would look like that. The box would be so incredibly warped. You know, if we had things kind of behind us-ish, it would also look like
Wow.
like that. Like a building behind us would look like this.
That's wild.
It'd follow that. And then if you could see the inside of the building, it would look like that. Like that would be the inside of the box. This would be the inside of this box. So a lot of the time, you know, you would just crop it into like this area.
Wow.
And then there'd be like, you know, whatever, a person flying through the air or an airplane, you know. So like you would never really get a lot of use out of this perspective unless you really majorly cropped it.
If you want to learn the basics of perspective to be able to get to this point, Colton teaches a lot of great perspective stuff in anime art school. He has a class on perspective, just breaking down perspective in a really simple and very approachable way, I think, in my opinion. So yeah, you can go check it out.
This building would be way shorter. It'd be like that. This foreshortening happens really fast, especially right by a vanishing point. It'd probably be even shorter than this.
Is one of you two more experienced at drawing?
We're both more experienced than each other at different things.
Although you're pretty much catching up on people drawing. Thinking more else? I would say he's definitely way more experienced with perspective and stuff than I am. I'm trying to learn and catch up to him, and I'm usually more experienced with characters, and he's already catching up to me pretty quick because his foundation's very strong. But yeah. This is 5-point perspective. Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's a 5-point perspective, but my vanishing points are changed location of them. So I'm looking at like this angle right here instead of this angle. So my top Y is right here, my Z and my X, rather than a grid like this, which is like X, X, Y, Y, Z. So I've taken my what is it? I've taken my Z and X and I've shifted them 45 degrees to the right and down, and then that also brings down Y.
Drew asked, could you do a 2-point perspective?
A 2-point perspective?
Oh, seeing a 2-point perspective feels very easy now.
2-point perspective would be right here. Except it wouldn't be in a fisheye lens. I could open up what I had earlier. I guess I don't have it. 2-point perspective would be between Z and X. So we've got X and Z. Like this? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
2-point perspective would be between Z and X. And you just use straight lines instead. Like that. So earlier I was talking about drawing fisheye lenses is actually pretty simple. You've got Z. I'm looking now to the right. I could keep it in the same spot if you want. I've got Z and X. 2-point perspective is right here. I've got another X on this side. 2-point perspective is right here. Push it over.
Yep.
But instead, there's Z. Instead of making these lines straight, you would curve them and wrap them around so they come back like that. And so in 5-point perspective, it would look like that. And then there would be Y on top, Y on the bottom. Again, that's just your up and down, right? Instead of left and right, it's up and down.
Why label it Z and X?
Z is the axis which goes
Forward
towards
and
you
back.
and away from you. And X is left and right. So this
Y
is looking
up
left.
and down.
And this is looking right. Like that. And then this is looking up. And this is looking down. And so these ones go like this. This is a 180-degree camera lens.
And it's a circle.
So 2-point perspective literally just takes place right here in this camera lens, but it's linear, it's not curved. It's simplified to make it easier. And so this, if we were to draw this box in 5-point, it would be like that. It would be warped because this would be on the edge of the lens.
So would you say using a cube is best for starters, like for reference?
Yeah, for sure. I mean,
Everything's basically made up of cubes. You can put
Yeah.
cubes in anything.
it always
yeah, for
happens.
sure.
Come on.
Is it relevant to say that 2-point perspective is when you only see 2 sides? No, you also see 3 sides
Yeah,
with 2
no,
point.
you can see 3 sides with 2-point. Like if I put a box right here, I'd see 3 sides.
Yep.
2-point perspective, you can see 3 sides. You can see 3 sides with 1-point perspective. Like, right, 1-point perspective. Two-point perspective, you could see 3 sides.
2-point perspective looks the way it is because you're using your X and your Z. But the Y doesn't really change. It's all vertical, like pretty much straight on. All your verticals are the same. If it was 3-point, then your verticals would start converging.
Yeah. And then if a box with 3 sides and 3-point would look like, I drew it earlier in the stream, but would look like that.
Do you post these anywhere on YouTube? Yes.
Yeah,
we
they're
actually-
they're all on YouTube.
Mhm.
And so all of these you can actually find on your fisheye grid. 3-point is up here. Two-point is right here. And 1-point, is in the middle. There's 1-point. So fisheye grid shows all of them. So like, it's warped around the edges. You can see that. So if I rotate this cube, I can rotate this cube any orientation I want inside of this fisheye lens without moving the lens around. And I can keep that cube in the center if I want, like this. And if I move it closer, you're going to see more distortion. If I move it further, you're going to see less. See, it happens really fast. I'm only moving it a couple of inches.
Wow.
Like, I'm moving it this much.
Y'all got any helpful tips on drawing dynamic poses, like poses where you can't see some parts of the body? He was doing some foreshortened poses earlier this stream. The one with the kicking. Did you do that one earlier?
What?
Were you doing poses earlier that were more foreshortened? The kicking pose?
A little bit. Not a lot.
I don't think we have any videos on that yet, but it wouldn't be bad to make one.
You mean like this kind of thing? I mean, really, it would come down to I would really simplify the poses into, I don't know, what would like a body part blocking another body part pose be?
Well, it's like,
yeah,
like that, or like having an arm over the chest or something. I'm guessing your YouTube is linked in the bio. Yes, it is.
Yeah, it's also the same username.
Yep.
Draw Anime Academy.
This app is Procreate.
Yes.
You would basically be overlapping a bunch of boxes.
Yeah, it's overlaps is mostly what you would do, right? I'd probably pull this in a
But you
little
would
bit.
also have to understand basic proportions of the figure. So if you don't know the proportions of the figure, it's hard to turn them into boxes and overlap them. So if you are struggling with that, I would say learn proportions and forms first for the body, and then you can play around with the boxes later. We have a video on that on our YouTube channel as well. I cover how to draw people in 3 steps, and it's kind of covering stuff like this. I wish there was an easier way to say the title. It says, if you hate drawing figures, use this method. That's the video where I teach proportions and stuff in. Yeah! He's like, yeah!
You know, what did he do, like that?
Or pointing up at the sky like that.
Ugh.
I think the hand poses that I hate drawing are the ones where your hands are like fanning out like this, and it's like coming towards you. It's so difficult to make them look right. I wouldn't know. I would have to experiment with that.
Yeah, I would have to look at a reference of a hand to draw this better, but I'll just simplify it as like a box for now.
Sure.
Yeah, I would legit start with this kind of stuff. Simple boxes overlapping. Just practice overlapping boxes. But again, you have to be able to draw boxes.
Night Zhang has a pretty awesome hand demo or hands on YouTube. Oh, I didn't know
Like
that she
this?
had a YouTube channel.
I knew Night Zhang in 2013.
Same. She was on Artemino way back then.
Yeah. Let's see. You can draw a bunch of overlapping boxes for practice. Coming towards you, going away from you.
Oh wow, this is old. Her last video was 4 years ago.
Oh. So you can go.
But yeah, she's a very good artist.
You could have a big box back there, or you could have, oops, this big box in front. One thing that I like to do to practice boxes is I like to kind of take them and rotate them around a center point like this.
Thank you. Let's be honest, and Jax for the follow, and Adriano. Thank you.
You could take this one and rotate it down so it looks like this. It's one of my favorite, like, kind of exercises.
Wild question, are you guys talented with architectural drawings, like building perspectives and such?
I mean, I did some buildings and stuff professionally when I was working on games, but I wouldn't say I'm particularly good at it.
I have a hard time with section perspectives. I don't know what that is. Someone is asking how to do an inverted fisheye, but I never heard of an inverted fisheye.
Inverted fisheye? I don't know what you mean by that.
I don't know what that is. Is it normal to hate your art? Yes. Learn to love it, even when you hate it. But I think hate's a strong word. I feel like hating art ends up making you enjoy art less, so it's just a lot of it is because you have too high expectations. So try to find small wins in your art rather than generalize your art as bad. Say what looked good or what was pretty decent in your artwork that you felt proud of, and then it'll be a bit healthier. Are there any free online websites that help with perspective and posing reference?
There's a bunch of YouTube channels for it.
Yeah.
And that's free online.
I don't know about online websites. I never really looked those up. J Cut, thank you for the follow.
The leg's not 3D.
That's in a different language, or...
Um,
Oh, never mind, it is.
where do you start at learning how to draw? I just learned all 3 perspectives. Practice them a bunch. The 3 perspectives.
1.2.3 point?
1, 2, and 3 point perspective. Practice those a bunch. But you can actually go to our YouTube channel and back up the stream, and I explained how 1, 2, and 3 point perspective actually relate to each other. So, like, 2 point perspective is right here. If you take 2 point perspective and you add another 2 point perspective to the end of it, like this,
Yes, we are on TikTok as well.
this is 180 degrees, meaning you're looking to the left, to the right, this vanishing point. Then there's up and there's down. If you draw a circle around it, this is actually the start of a fisheye lens. And so these lines would actually get curved. This is X and X. So 2 point perspective is between X and Z, generally speaking. Z vanishing point is going directly away from you. X vanishing point is going to the right and the left.
What is the maximum number of vanishing points?
I mean, you could have an infinite number of objects rotated at different angles. They'll all have their own vanishing point.
Yeah.
But if you're talking about, like, generally people on, like, a 5 point perspective grid would use 5. You can use 4. You can use 0. Isometric perspective is 0 point perspective because the lines... I'm really bad at drawing isometric because my hands naturally want to go to... Converge.
Well, that would be like if you're looking straight up at something, there would generally be like not much perspective.
Yeah, like 0 point perspective is like none of these ever converge because they're all parallel. That'd be isometric perspective. So there's, as far as I know, there's 0 through 6. 6 point nobody uses because
it's too advanced.
It doesn't look like the real world. It was made for like projection, for like maps and stuff. But you can have as many vanishing points as you want. Like, you can rotate boxes and have different vanishing points as much as you want. But anyways, going back to this, right? So here's 2-point perspective. If you add another 2-point perspective on the other side, and then you connect the left vanishing point to the right one in an arc, this is the start of a fisheye grid. Like this.
Pixel art doesn't have to have 0 point or isometric. It can. It's more of a stylistic choice, but pixel art can have multiple vanishing points.
You can have,
I think it's popular with pixel style stuff to be like isometric.
0 point is not for pixel art necessarily. Mobile games all use 0 point. Mobile games use 0 point projection. Like architects will use 0 point perspective. Some pixel art will use 0 point perspective. Right? And so
is it best to practice 3D shapes in all 3 perspectives?
you can.
I would say boxes is your best friend for all this stuff.
Yeah, I mean, to start, you can just do like 20 of these, 20 of these, and 20 of these. Like a scene, right? Like a complete scene. Say, for example, 1 point perspective, and you just go, you drag out your vanishing points, and you would draw like 20 scenes, and then maybe you'd put, I don't know, 10 boxes each. Have some that go above the horizon line. Have some that go below the horizon line.
You can change the box width and stuff if you want.
Yeah, you can make some wider. I would recommend overlapping as well. Like that. So you can do like 20 1 point, and then you can do 20 2 points. You can have one vanishing point in and one vanishing point out if you want of the frame. And so here's that sort of thing. And all these would be vertical, perfectly vertical. And then you can draw a bunch of boxes on these. You can overlap them.
Christina Payne, Lizette Art, Wolf, and King AMG, thank you for the follow. I feel like if we ever made like a perspective book, we would probably have a course within the book. Like video demos inside the book or something.
Yeah. I don't think perspective is very good to learn without... My brain wants to switch, but I won't do it. I almost drew in 3-point perspective. No, I must resist. You can draw as many scenes, as many boxes as you want. I would overlap them and all kinds of stuff.
Do you guys suggest art school?
Depends on which art school. It depends on the person. It's a very difficult question to answer because it's like a general. It's like saying, do you think that people should... And let me think. I mean, if you want to be a mechanic, no. If you want to be an artist, yes, maybe. If you're well off and you're not from the States and you want to get hired in the States and you need a degree, I would say sure. If you know what I mean, like it depends. I mean, it's difficult to answer. And art, like what kind of art? Animation, graphic design, industrial design, transportation design. Like there's so many different kinds of arts, and some schools are really bad for them and some schools are really good for them. I think there's a lot of colleges out there that just kind of make an obligatory program just to kind of have it so students will sign up, and they never really do a good job teaching it. So it's extremely dependent on what you're going into, whether you can afford it, and what school it is.
Yeah,
it's
not all
impossible to
schools
answer the question without really going into it.
Like that's what we made our anime art schools, because we basically took everything that was useful in the classes that we've taken and put it all in one thing. So I would say if you're there to learn foundation, some schools are pretty good, some schools aren't. They don't necessarily teach that. I would say it just depends on what school. I know that there's a lot of people who want to get better art. They would take like Brainstorm, which is a website, like online
Online school.
school.
There's a bunch of trade schools out there that are
Yeah.
good.
Like I want to pursue art, but at the same time, I want to major in something else.
I mean, there's nothing saying you can't do both.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
draw and have fun. There's a lot of people who actually draw on the side just for fun, and end up becoming like professionals later or whatever. This is kind of like a weird edge of the lens type deal I got going on.
would
3-point
you-
perspective works best when you're almost looking up.
Because then you don't see the bottom and it breaks it.
Yeah, and so like these may be like way down here, right? So it could be like, let's do this. Let's do this. Let's just start with a cube.
Oh, yeah, there's definitely people who have been to art school and they just didn't really get much out of it, so they just decide to teach themselves and learn and teach online.
Let's do that.
that
And then I'm
definitely
just going to
happens.
kind of extract a perspective grid out of this.
I've never been. I've definitely heard of like academic schools, like Russian academics, or like ateliers. I've
Yeah.
always wanted to go to one,
I don't know
but I have
much
no idea.
about them.
I don't know much about them. I think art in college is very different than professional, like people working in as an artist. They teach
I recommend
very
like
different things.
mentorships and stuff as well.
Yeah, for sure. Shannon, thank you for the follow.
Both of my friends who were the most successful at getting into art that I know, both of them dropped out. One dropped out before he even started. Actually, yeah, they both dropped out. They took mentorships and stuff. If you want to become like really high level at art, take a really high level mentorship with someone who's super good, you know, like a Craig Mullins or, you know, a John Park or something like that.
Victor, thank you for the follow.
Art school is a waste of money. Yeah. I mean, if you have money to waste, some people do, then you could still go to it. If you don't have money to waste, I wouldn't really recommend
I
it.
wouldn't either.
So yeah, you could do like 20 of those, 20 of
would say
these,
the
20 of
only-
those.
One of the only things that I did like about art school was the environment. Like, you were just basically there to draw a
Yep.
lot.
I went to an art school. I mean, I went to a trade school that was a year long, and when I graduated,
Zico, thank you for the follow. Judy, thank you for the follow.
this piece I made in school, right here. That's old. That's like 2016.
That was at that trade school.
Yeah, and then this piece I made in the school, right here. This piece got me hired on a job. And then, I was in high school before school, and this was my work when I graduated. So like some schools are really good. This wasn't a college though. This was a trade school. Here's like a line work that I did.
Man, that's still a really cool piece. I still like that a lot.
I made that in term 2. I wasn't even graduated yet.
Wow.
I didn't know any figure drawing. Let me look. Do I have anything else from school days? Not really.
Oh yeah, pursuing art is definitely possible. There's just different ways to pursue it other than just school.
Art school is more for connections. Yes, but the internet exists, so you don't actually need to get connections at art school at all. You can literally just like start adding people in the industry on like Facebook and LinkedIn and email them and like research their work. Like what I did is when I applied for Bethesda Game Studios, I just bought the art of Fallout 4 and looked at all the concept artists in the book, and I started adding them on Facebook and like looking at their work, and I'd send them email and be like, hey, I'm a really big fan of your work. I really like this piece. I want to get hired at this studio eventually. Do you have any advice for me? Like 5 out of 6 of them got back to me. And they were literally even just like, hey, I'll critique your work. Literally anybody could do that. Like it's not like anybody with an internet connection could do that.
I just bought your books on manga. Started drawing a couple days ago and already improving a little.
Oh, awesome.
Thank you for getting our books.
Hey, I'm happy to hear that.
Yeah.
But yeah, networking and connections is a matter of placing yourself, like, or going out of your way to put in effort in order to meet people. You can do it online 100%. You don't have to live in the same country or anything. You know, I mean, obviously there are opportunities you won't get if you don't live in the same country, but there's plenty. There's
I
plenty
honestly
online.
think it's like,
send some emails.
if you're very passionate and you really like are just, this is like your goal in your life, you will find a way, because you'll be already doing it. So yeah, I mean, I don't know how else to say it other than just like, yeah, it's definitely just reach out to people that you really want to talk to, and where there's a will, there's a way.
Jazzy Cakes, unfortunately, I don't really know anything about animation.
I don't know either.
I've never animated before. My background is in concept art. Recent graduate, nervous about the animation industry. I just don't really know. I would start sending emails. I would send that exact question. I would write it out in a more thorough way, in a more thoughtful way, to say 15 different artists. So find 15 animators that you really like. This is what I would do. 15, or let's just start with 10. 10 animators that you really like. Do research on every single one of them. Find their work, watch their work, write a personalized email to every single one of those people. Right? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Personalized email talking about your favorite work of theirs, and use specific stuff, right? And you'll also learn a lot. And then, you know, personalized email, say basically that exact question in 10 different emails. Say, I mean, think about it, right? If you got an email from somebody and they like knew who you were and they researched your work and they like knew what projects you had worked on and your background and everything, and then they asked you a question, like, you're totally responding to that email. You're going, oh my gosh, like,
Well,
this person actually cares enough to research me and know. Like, I still respond to messages that I get and emails that I get where people like actually know about the projects that I've worked on or what I've done.
Like, oh, I saw you work on PUBG, or I saw you work on this. Like,
Yeah.
I really like this stuff. Like, I'm new to this, and a lot of people are very gracious.
Yeah, and
If you
ask
just
for
come
advice.
if you just come in with asking like a bunch of questions, then that's obviously you would get turned away. But so like being thoughtful with it will be great.
You know, have you guys ever seen it work with people who don't have a name but good portfolio? I don't know what you mean by it
Don't have
work.
a name.
Yeah, and I would send those 10 people emails. I guarantee you probably half of them at least will get back to you. If they're super mega famous, they might not get back to you. Some of them will. But again, most their animators aren't really that famous, right?
Well, I feel like,
They're just people. Like, people
Yeah.
are people.
well, I think a lot of people like getting noticed, you know?
Yeah. And so that's my strategy. Every single time, like, if I want to get into something, I would use this strategy. And I would probably do it with more like 20 people. It literally wouldn't even take that long. You could probably do it all in a day. Like, if you literally want your career to be in an industry, what's one day of work to get expert level advice? It's nothing. It's like worth an entire college.
What's your favorite underrated artist or artist in general?
I don't know. You kind of have to dig to find people. I don't know. Gene. Probably Gene. He's kind of underrated. He's super good.
Basically, kind of like
Gene Bond. We've
Gene Bond
interviewed
is
him on our
cool.
YouTube channel before. But honestly, these days I spend most of my time drawing and practicing, and I don't really look at a lot of art.
we kind of live under a rock.
Have you guys seen it work with people who don't have a name but good portfolios? I'm guessing you mean get hired, but people who are good with a good portfolio, they're not nameless for long. Like, they get recognized super fast, because if you have good work, you get picked up by like a studio or whatever. Please repeat the forgot it in English. I don't know what to repeat then.
I don't know what to repeat.
How many minutes or hours do you recommend practicing a day? That's another difficult question to answer. It depends on how much time you have, what level you want to get, what your energy level is. Most people that I know who decided they were going to become professional artists made it their full-time mission. Like,
They're dedicated.
they were diligent and dedicated. Like, they worked, some of them literally years in order to save up money. In order to save up money so they could like practice full time and not be distracted. Some of them literally moved across the country in order to get in the area so they could be around schools and people and teachers and networking and stuff. So like that's like super dedicated, right? That's like everything. And then other people just practice in their spare time and they still make it to professional. So it really depends. Yeah, I don't really know what to draw now. I don't know if I will draw anything else. I might wrap up soon.
If you want to go back, Sua, you can go to our YouTube channel and go to that specific stream, and you can rewind to the bunch of tips because there's a lot of tips that he's talked about this stream.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't exactly know what tip you were looking for, so that's a cute, sassy pose.
They're trying to make kind of like a sassy pose, like.
Yeah, so if you just want to look at our channel, it's just Draw Anime Academy. It's the same name.
Yeah.
This pose doll is from.
It's this right here.
Yeah.
You can screenshot
Toa
that.
Heavy Industries, 1,000 toys.
Sassy.
It's expensive though.
Moo. Moo. Oh no, it's been a long time since I haven't moved since like last year. But there you go. It's expensive. They're all price gouged. Careful of knockoffs.
Yeah.
These aren't manufactured anymore. There's other dolls out there, but this particular exact model is this.
How did you find that one anyways?
Nelson.
Oh, Nelson. Okay.
Yeah, Nelson told me about it.
Oh.
I wonder if Nelson hangs out on our stream still. I need to get back to him. We're gonna invite him over sometime.
Yeah.
What about this one? This is more like a.
Would you say our ball jointed dolls were more expensive? The resin ones that we bought.
The resin ball jointed dolls that we bought.
We
never
bought
bought
one bottle. We bought one bottle.
That's not resin.
Oh, that's right. It's something else.
It's like a
different.
Yeah, like a flexible plastic.
Linoleum. Is it?
Yeah, I don't know what it is exactly, but it was really expensive.
Bye, Sua.
Funny enough, I'm going to end the stream and I'm just going to practice the rest of the night. Except I'm working on arms. I've done a bunch of arm studies lately.
I gotta work on my homework.
You do.
So I'll be working on that tonight.
Yeah.
Meal prep.
Bunch of arm stuff. This is some of it. I was doing this the other day. Adding all the muscles in like this.
Is that pretty much done?
The upper arm muscles, but I'm going through a Ray Bustos class now.
I think you should post that on Instagram.
There's the brachialis, biceps brachii, pectoralis major, pectoralis minor should be under there somewhere. There it is.
They're really nice drawings.
It's funny because the pectoralis minor, the biceps brachii, I think it's a long head. I don't remember which one's the long head. And the coracobrachialis connect to the coracoid process.
Kuroko.
Which is like a little Cheeto-looking thing underneath your scapula. Yeah.
It's funny.
And then this one goes over the this groove in your humerus and connects to crap. I don't remember where. Something or another. And there's the pectoralis major, and then there's the deltoid. I'm trying, chat. I'm trying to learn them. My lines always work really well. I did line work for a really long time. I worked in the trade school that I went to. We basically did line work the entire school. I wish my shape language and line work were better. I also do a bunch of practice like this, right? So like I practice line work all the time. I'm like 250 heads into the 1,000 heads that I'm supposed to do, but I haven't done them for a while. There's anime heads. Mickey. What's this?
I don't know who that is.
How
did I not see her? That's cute.
Bunch of heads. 250 of them so far. I'm about a quarter of the way there. I just did like a half glass half glass empty. I mean, half glass full.
An optimistic one.
I'm a quarter of the way there.
I just watched quote marks Nathan and Zando. Thank you for the follow.
Oh.
I was just listing out followers. I need to check on my pot.
Do it. Line work. Here's some other line work.
I wish my line work was more pretty.
This is like a little line work that I did a while back. A chat knows. Some of our regulars know this one. This was actually last year that I did this one. It's Miko and Miki and Abby, and they're making plans to trap a ghost in the treehouse. There's that one of Abby and Miko. I like that one. That was last year too. I don't know when did I draw that? September last year. Do you think it's better to learn everything individual and put it together like hair, eyes, body? Yes and no. So I would recommend doing figure drawing, which focuses on like holistic figure as a whole. And I would also recommend doing like specific anatomy studies. Because the purpose of drawing, of like learning how to draw people, is so you can draw them from like a holistic standpoint, right? Like the whole body. Unless you want to be an anatomy teacher, this is always going to be supporting this, right? Anatomy studies are always going to be supporting characters and stories. So I would recommend focusing on figure drawing, which is like, again, it focuses on the whole figure. Would you guys do a tutorial on how to draw hands? We have like 3 of them on our TikTok. Yeah, so like these were from last year. I'll just take this lens off. These were from last year, but I do these types of studies sometimes too. Going over these muscles. You can see they're like super, super rough compared to, see, I didn't even put in like the brachialis or anything in here because I didn't know it like that well back then. But you learn more as you go. Like studies like this, I'll do like a whole figure drawing, and then I'll put all of the muscles in as best I can. You know, infraspinatus, teres major, minor, traps, all these muscles, triceps. So like I would recommend doing like full figures and then adding the anatomy over top. I don't know if I have any like figures on my phone without the muscles. No, I don't. How long did it take you to learn the muscles and what helped? I took a lot of figure drawing classes. I went through the muscles a bunch of times, like 4 or 5 times. It sticks. It's through repetition. You just draw them a lot. If you want to learn the muscles, do like 20 of these and go really, really hardcore on research. Like, don't try to rush it. Just be like, what is that muscle? Like, look it up. Google it. Like, be nerd out about it. I just learned that there's a muscle in your arm. It's actually one of these right here. The tendon is really, really long, and so doctors will actually take that tendon when they need to use it somewhere else in the body in order to and it doesn't like affect the use of your hand. I don't remember what it's called. Pronate or longus, maybe. No, it's the long one. Teres is leg, right? Or teres is arm. Yeah. What was the tibialis or whatever is the leg, or femoris as well as the legs? But just nerd out about it, like enjoy it. Like I've actually started enjoying learning anatomy and stuff so much more that since I've like stopped trying to rush it and just enjoyed the ride. Like I've just been enjoying the ride. Let me I don't think I actually wrote the names of the muscles of the arm or whatever. A pronator, I feel like it's the pronator longus. But there's this, yeah, and it's one of these two. And it's helping you, it helps you do this, like pull your hand up towards you. What helps art block. Art block can be caused by a bunch of different things. I think art block is like a general term that people use when they aren't motivated to draw. So like, it's almost like saying, my head hurts, what fixes it? And it's like, you could have a brain tumor, or you could have bonked your head a couple minutes ago. You could just kind of have a headache. You could have a migraine. So like, I would say probably trying to figure out what's causing the art block exactly. Are you burned out? Are you comparing your work to other people's and it's making you depressed? Do you have something going on in your life? Most of those will have different solutions. Yeah, Toa Heavy Industries. I like these figures. I honestly don't really feel like drawing any more of this right now. I'm going to be studying like anatomy and stuff tonight still. Tips on drawing backgrounds. Background drawing is... so much of it's composition, like composing. Professionally, I was actually a background artist for a long time before I got into like figure drawing and stuff. So like a lot of my backgrounds look like this kind of stuff. That's not a background. This is a background. This is what I used to do a long time ago. But a lot of it's composition. Like you can see that this one has a really slanted composition. Really slanted composition. I've divided it up into thirds. I've got my foreground, my midground, and my background. A lot of environments will be FMB, foreground, midground, background. Right? You got like a foreground, a midground, and then like whatever, a background. Like that. That's kind of my composition, right? For that piece. Oh, sorry, you can't see it. For this piece right here, I basically just got foreground, which tells you where the viewer is. It's like where you're standing. The midground, which tends to be, so like let's just say you. A lot of the time the midground will be the subject, like the focal point. Generally speaking. And then the background will be context as to where in the world you are. Like if this background had like planets in the background, you would be somewhere else. If this, instead of this rock, it was like an airship, you would be like, oh, I'm probably with that person. But like, we know that we're standing on the side of this mountain because I see the side of the mountain. If this was an airship, it would be a different vibe. And then the midground is your subject, right? If this was a castle, the image would be about something different. So like, foreground is where you are. Midground is, so let's say F, M, B. And then the background is context. It's pretty standard. These can get switched around and stuff, but generally speaking, a lot of the time you get that sort of thing going on. That's what I would recommend with environment. Yeah, I did environments for a good long time. See, look, like this, right? You got your foreground, which is like cactus. You got the midground, which is this meteorite hitting and on fire and purple smoke. And then you've got your background, which is like mountains. And we're in Arizona. So that's this, right? Foreground, I'm like, this piece actually doesn't have a very strong foreground. But my midground is clearly this sort of train thing. And then my background, you can like look into the distance and there's like this tunnel system, right? So foreground, I've just got this pipe like coming up here. Midground, train. And this could also be the foreground, like right here. This one, foreground is rocks. Midground is this weird orange thing, rock thing. And then the background are like these, you know, mountains and stuff. Here's like a closer shot of the meteorite. Here's a close-up of the impact. Crystal cavern. Foreground, we got some people down there. Midground, we've got this kind of like pathway, this like trail. And then background, we've got like this caverns going into the distance. So this one has a foreground, midground, background as well. Right? Foreground is like this pathway, shadow. Midground is these buildings. The background is like the sky and other stuff in the background. Could something be theoretically part of both foreground, midground, and or background? Yeah, absolutely. Sometimes you get like these big giant machines. Actually, that piece I just showed a little while back. This one right here. Like this pipe. This pipe right here goes all the way to the background, and it like goes off into the distance, right? Like here. So that would be foreground, midground, and background. I mean, if you think about it, right? Like if you're like a borrower or like Arietti or something, right? And you've got a composition where there's like someone's head and they're sleeping, and here's like their body down there, and their foot, right? So let's say this person's like laying down, and then there's like a little borrower on top of them. Right? And maybe they've got like their little walking stick. They look like they're dead. Right? And like literally your background could be like a cabinet or like a door. And like, you know, there's like a clock on the wall. So you could have something like that. Like this person's body would be the foreground, midground, and background. Is it possible to use multiple different point perspectives in drawings? Yeah, for sure. Like, it's not so rigid. It's not really so rigid. Like this piece right here is 5-point perspective. But is it 1? Is it 2? Is it 3? Like, if it's just correctly in perspective, like, yeah, like I could have a 1-point perspective. Like a box in 1-point perspective, like this, right? Here's the vanishing point, and let's just say I've got my box, and you can see into it. And let's say I have like another box. And then let's say, so this one goes to there. This one will probably go down like, maybe like that. There, I've drawn like 2 overlapping boxes. This box, the first box I drew is in 1-point perspective. The second box I drew is in 2-point perspective. I could have a third box that's in like 3-point perspective if I want. So it's not like this thing that's so rigid. It's just, like, the real world doesn't work that way, right? Like, if I rotate a cube, or if I have, like, different objects, like, it's not like, oh, is this 1 point? Oh, is this 2 point? Because 1, 2, and 3-point perspective were just invented to kind of, like, emulate the real world, right? But the real world isn't so rigid. It's like a tool to help assist you. You're not, like, locked into it. That's why I like teaching this kind of perspective and, you know, stuff like this and this, because it's like 1, 2, 3-point perspective. They're all just like tools to help you tell your story. Tell the story that you want to tell. Don't feel like you're just completely locked into something. Like, oh no, like this box right here is not in the right perspective. I should probably just go to my file, right? Like, oh no, like this box isn't in the right perspective. It doesn't really matter that much. It's like what's going to help you tell the story that you're trying to tell. You know, and I could draw this same exact scene in like a different camera lens, and I could draw it in like a fisheye lens, and I could just go like, maybe I just draw it like this, like that exact same scene, but say I draw it in like a fisheye lens instead. See, like I'm looking at the same thing, but I've changed the perspective to look at it in a different way. So it's not like this super rigid thing. You have a lot of flexibility. Perspective actually has a lot of flexibility in how you do it. What is the hardest concept to learn in art? I think that depends on the individual. Conceptualizing perspectives always trip me up because of the concept itself. Yeah, I agree. Like, I found that I purchased this little fisheye camera lens that just clips onto the phone. Let me just open this up again. Sometimes I can actually line it up here so you can actually see it. There. There's the fisheye lens. That's what our iPad looks like, by the way. The heck? Oh, it's over here. And then I clip it onto my phone like this. Chat was watching me do this earlier for a while. The heck? There we go. There's my fisheye camera lens. Look at that. Whoa, whoa. It's kind of crazy. And I can take my cube and I can look at it in a fisheye lens. Look, you can like see the cube in both. But anyways, see? And I can like rotate this around. My camera lens is independent of the cube, right? Like, I'm pointing my camera straight down, but I can move the cube. And the vanishing points of the cube are going to change depending on my orientation of the cube. And if I hold it really close, it's going to get really distorted. And if I hold it further, only a couple inches back, like you can see my hand up here, I'm only moving it like an inch. And yet it's crazy distortion. Right? Whoa. And so I was talking about this earlier in the stream, but I don't even know where it was. Maybe I didn't even draw it. I don't really know what I was doing. But anyways, you know, perspective grids. I could just draw another one really quick. 5-point perspective grid is literally 2-point perspective. Here is Z and X. A little bit out of frame. I drag my lines out. Here's a 2-point perspective box, right? I'm drawing really lightly because I'm going to draw over it later. There's a 2-point perspective box. Okay? You add another, this is crazy. You add another 2-point perspective on the opposite side, right? Boom. And then this becomes Z and X. Z is the middle. Drag out, drag out. Let me do this. There's another 2-point perspective box, right? See what I'm doing? But what ends up happening is that this is a vanishing point, right? Here's my vanishing point in the middle. Here's a vanishing point here, except instead of going straight like that, you're going to curve it to the other X, like this. Zoop. Zoop. And so instead of these lines being straight, they're now slightly curved, right? Slightly curved. I did that horribly, sorry. There. These Z ones are actually still straight. Then you actually just flip it on its side and you add another set like this. And I gotta move this down. And like that. I need to go a little bit further out. You want to make sure they're the same distance, right? And then you just connect them all with a circle like this. Like that, right? That's a horrible circle. I'm so sorry. Let me try to fix this. There. It's a watermelon kind of, but whatever. And you do the exact same thing. You curve this up here, up and down as Y. An XYZ axis, that's 3 dimensions, right? And you curve them around. So fisheye perspective is literally 2-point perspective times 4. So 2 times 4 equals 5. Let me do that. 2 times 4 equals 5. It's not 2 plus 2 equals 5. Or fish. It's 2 times 4 equals 5. Why? Because I've got 2-point perspective, 2-point perspective, 2-point perspective, 2-point perspective, and then when I combine them all together, it becomes 5-point perspective, right? Which actually makes sense, right? Because it's like you have an extra vanishing point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because the same vanishing point is working for all those. It's some silly thing. But anyways, so now if I want to draw boxes on this, instead of having these lines straight up and down like this, I'm just going to curve them towards that top and bottom Y like this. This one's straight because that's Z. Z is straight. And then these, X, is actually going to be curved. Because these curve around. Curved. Right? Curve, curve, straight, straight, curve. Like that. So there's 5-point perspective. And then if you want to go beyond, and this is what it means to go even further beyond, you actually get like this sort of thing going on. This is going to break your minds. I'm sorry, but it has to be done. So let me take this whole thing and let me just like size it down a bit. All right. So X connects to X, right? We know that. X connects to X, Y connects to Y. Through the middle, through here, and in the circle. But what happens if you want to go outside of the circle? Well, what actually happens is it like bends around and wraps back around to Y. Because remember, Y connects to Y. So it comes out and bends around, almost like the magnetic field of like the Earth, right? Of like a planet. So Y, Y, X, X connects to Y. Connects to Y. X connects to X, right? So we go, it looks really confusing too. X and X. And so you basically have this, and it kind of like straightens as it gets towards there. Like these circles get bigger and bigger. I'm going to see if I actually have this on my phone. I'm going to look really quick to see. I have an Insta360 camera, and it sees like a 360-degree field of the world. Let me see if I still have the app installed. Insta360. No. Album? No content available. I don't actually even know if I still have those videos. Let me see. I don't think I actually do. Christina, did I ever save those Insta360 videos?
Did.
I thought I saved some of them, but I don't.
Some. You guys still awake?
Yeah. Sorry, chat. I don't think I ever saved them.
Oh no. You guys are witnessing the fourth.
Yeah, whatever. Okay. So, anyways, these kind of like come out and go like this. And all these, like, I'm just not connecting it around, but these are lines that go all the way around like that. All right. And so what happens is when we start to get outside of the ring, we actually start to see behind us. So this box right here that looks like this, we're looking at the back of it. Like this is kind of bad, but this is the opposite side. So this side right here
is that side. Oh.
Is this side if this box were transparent. See, it's literally like going past us. So if you look at me, it's the yellow side. Actually, let's do like the red side, right? I can't see the red side because it's in front of me. It goes past me. I look behind at it, and now I can see the red side. So this red side This is the red side. This is the red side. Because again, this is a 180 degree field of vision. So once it goes besides me, I start to see the back of it. And that's what's kind of crazy about it. But because it's a lens that's like looking behind us, it's really, really, really warped. So that's why this box looks funky.
Well, at least it ain't wrong.
Yep. And then it's the same thing right here, right? Like this box, we're looking behind us. And so they'll literally crop a grid like this, and they'll do a perspective shot like that. That would be a sick. That'd be a sick shot, right? Like I'm on top, I'm in the air, and I'm looking down at this like building, right? And there's a road down here, and there's like cars and stuff on the road. And I'm on top of this, you know, building. There's little things going on. Cars. You know, there's other buildings over here.
Wow.
Other buildings. There's another building here.
I need to move that over.
There's another building here. Right? And so I'm looking straight down. And then what you can do is just literally crop your image to here. And that would be your drawing. That's how they do those crazy perspective grids that you can never figure out. It's crazy.
Thank you, Jaded and AV for the follow.
So let me go all the way back. Like Omao, the artist, Omao, he does these perspective grids. This perspective grid is a tilted horizon, 45 degree fisheye lens. I don't know what it's called technically, but that's the description of what it is. So his perspective grid is actually this. It's a circle. It's a tilted horizon. He's taken his top Y and his Z and he's moved it there. So this is Y and this is Z. Let me actually rotate this so I can see it better. There's Y. That's not Y. Wait. Oh, he's moved. Sorry, this is Z. He's looking down, so these are pushed up. This would be bottom Y, and this would be Z.
And that.
I mean, it's literally just, it's the same grid. It's just changing the way that you're looking at it, right? Right. So now, this is that. I've changed the location of the vanishing points.
That part always like trips me up.
Well, like I said,
It's like
all he's done is this. It trips you up. But think about it like this, right? Here's a fisheye lens. What he's done is this. He's rotated the box 45 degrees.
Oh.
He has not moved the camera. He's gone zoop. So the top vanishing point up there has moved down. He's gone like that.
Oh.
Zoop. Zoop. So that's this grid right here is this box.
Yeah.
I'm looking straight at it. There's my Z.
Uh-huh.
This grid right here is zoop, this box.
I see.
The box is rotated 45 degrees. The camera stays the same. Because again, the lens is the thing causing the distortion. The box can be any way I want it to be. Right? The box can be any orientation. The vanishing points are going to change, but the lens is going to stay. The distortion will stay the same because the lens isn't moving. If I started doing this, look, the box is staying the same, but now the distortion is changing. So I'm rotating this down, and then I've gone, here's my Y, here's my Y down here, and like that. So let's go look at that drawing again. There. And he's got a tilted horizon, and there's the vanishing point, right? So he's got a door. He's got like the... I'll make a new layer for this. He's got the end of the hallway down here.
I see the hallway.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Code Zera. And thank you, Bando. Colton is a very good teacher. Thank you, Drywall, Fettuccine, Christian, and nobody for the follow.
And these are all getting distorted. Here's our feet, right? So there we go. There's like the inside of the building to an extent, right? It's, you got this coming up here. That going up there. There's like a locker and like a mirror. And then this girl's head is right here. And her body is like that, right? So there's that. There's the grid, basically. Right? So here's that like ground coming around. Honestly, to me, what concerns me is this line right here is straight. This line right here is straight, which indicates that this line is actually intersecting the center of my lens. So I actually think it's just, it might even just be one of these grids, but it's cropped down to the side. But this would be the same shot. You just have a little bit different curvature of your lines, right? She's got her face, and then her arm, you know, is like coming out. So there's like this, and her arm is a cylinder, and it's coming over, and then it's coming towards us like this, and there's the box of the wrist and the hand, and then the legs are down there, and she's got a leg sticking out, and her leg is going down there, and the foot is like that, and the other foot is like that. And the head is tilted. And the hair looks like this. So I'm just drawing like a really, really rough version of that.
This stuff is so cool.
Like that, right? That's the camera lens. It's the fisheye lens, 45-degree angle, tilted horizon line. And so again, what they've done is they've just taken the box, the 5-point perspective, and they've just gone like that. They've rotated it. You can rotate it as little or as much as you want, right? I could rotate it like that. I could rotate it like this, like that, like that, like that. Doesn't matter. Any orientation, any rotation still would work. So if I wanted to rotate it like this at a 45-degree angle like that, I would have a vanishing point up here. I'd have a vanishing point down to the right and down to the left.
Kind of looks like a cool symbol.
Yeah. And so like what it would be is, here's my camera lens. Here's the center of my camera lens. It's going to be a curved horizon because the horizon is low. What?
Move that over.
There we go. 45 degrees over, 45 degrees over, and then 45 degrees down. And then all of these, again, here's the center of my lens. These lines are always straight. And then these will curve around it like this. Zoop, zoop, zoop. Because the lens is distorting this.
Code Zera says this could be someone's turning point who's been struggling for years on this.
It was for me, honestly. That's why I'm so excited about it, is because like I was trying to unravel the mysteries of perspective for so long. Never understood it really. Right, and now this one, this point right here, here's the center of my lens. Here's my straight line. These lines go around the lens. They're being distorted by the lens. So that's all I'm doing with every vanishing point, is the lens is distorting these. So there's that one. Here's this one. Distorted, distorted, distorted. It's the same thing. So I'm just kind of going through here and I'm going center of my lens. These ones are actually getting parallel. Like that.
Interesting.
So the corner of the box would literally be like this. That's 3-point perspective right there.
Wow.
It's just curved. So like if I put a box in here, It's just that.
Wow.
Right?
Well, what comes
There's
around
the
goes
vanishing
around.
points. This is the exact
Salted fish, Anna Serrano, Ofen Real, Blue Rose. Thank you for the follow.
this is the exact grid I drew before stream. This grid right here. This is a 3-point perspective. See, there's vanishing point, vanishing point, vanishing point, vanishing, vanishing, vanishing. It's the same grid. And all I have to do in order to tilt this horizon is just rotate my canvas a little bit. There, now it's a tilted horizon line. So if I want to draw boxes on this, maybe I should put them like off center. So here's a box, tall one. If I want a box above it, if I want to bring another box over, don't forget to follow your curvature. It can get really trippy sometimes. This line is straight. This line is curving down. This line is now curving the opposite way because I've passed my center line. Everything to the right of my center line does that. Everything to the left of my center line does that. And the center line, or the center of my lens, is straight. So, and it's the same with this. Everything to the left of this is curved. Everything to the right of this is curved. The center, and it curves less and less until it's straight in the center. Same with this side.
Well, I thought I was looking down on that thing for a
Everything, here's the center line, curves, 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 straight in the middle. It's the same with every vanishing point because they're all off of the grid. Like, again, like the center of your... A line that travels directly through the center of your grid is going to be straight with these lenses. It's only once you get, like, to the side that it starts curving. And I can prove it by doing this.
How do people draw like first-person perspective in
See?
games?
Once it hits the center, boom, that line is straight. If I move up here, it curves. Straight. I can rotate this, and it'll still be straight. But once I move down here, curved, curved, straight. If I keep it in the center, it's straight. Even if I rotate it, you'll see that that blue and yellow edge, it's still straight because it's along the center. But as soon as I start moving it, you'll see it starts to curve. When would this perspective even be used in art? All the time. You just don't draw the whole grid. You draw a chunk of it. Here's someone who uses this perspective all the time. Oh, Mao. A lot of artists use this perspective. They'll just go like this. Here's my frame. They'll crop it like that. So if I draw like a box, actually, I could literally just do this. There's my frame. A lot of people draw pictures like that. This is just the whole grid. You have to understand the whole grid in order to be able to draw a little piece of it.
Someone asked, how do people draw like first-person perspective in games?
First person perspective in games, it depends on your field of vision, but like, I mean, ultimately, you know. You know, whatever. Here's your hand holding a spear. You know, what does that look like? Like this maybe? And so there you go. There's like first person perspective. You maybe get a horizon line out there. Maybe it's like a gun or something. There you go. Like that.
Tarkov.
Yeah, any first person game. But if you want to know how like people who draw like in their sketchbook and they draw themselves sketching, they draw in a fisheye lens, and again, like this is straight down, so they would go like this. Right? And then their drawing would be right here, and then they'd have like their hand and their pencil like that. you know, and they might draw like their legs and their body like this. And then whatever's in front of them, and then whatever's like above them, and they'd have this like grid, right?
OG, how long have y'all been streaming? Today? How long has it been now?
I don't know.
Almost 2 hours?
2 hours and 46 minutes.
Wow. That's a long time.
So they'll draw like that, right? They'll be looking down, and it's like they're self holding a sketchbook or whatever.
Thank you, Vanilla and Silver Iris, for the follow.
This line is actually from the other drawing. That.
I feel like you would probably add a few lectures like this in the anime art school.
Yeah, I would. I think it's fun.
Yeah.
Right, so those going back into space would look like that. If I want one on the side, like a tall one, you could go. And the reason that like it's important to know what your X and your Y and your Z is because you know that Y is above you. Like this Y is above me. So every box that has a line that's going away from me upwards is going to go to this vanishing point, because it gets really confusing sometimes, right? So I could have like a box, like literally like right here. And then it comes down. And then it'll like touch the ground right there. This is my horizon line, by the way, this red line. This is my horizon line. It's just distorted by the camera lens. It's a curved horizon. So I'm looking up at these boxes like that. Curved horizon line. These boxes are very large. I would not see the back of this because here's X. The back of this would look like this. And then this would go down to Y. Or I go away from Y like this. So the reason that I can't see the back of this box is the same reason that if I draw in 1 point perspective, I can't see the back of this box. Right? It would be hidden back here. I'd be looking at the side of it. So I'm looking at the side of this. And now if it were pushed forward in front of this, like that much, then I would start to see it.
Would you say the stereotype of impoverished artist is incorrect? My mom keeps preaching it to me.
It depends. It depends how good you are. I know artists who are making bank. I have a friend who is making like $1,500 a day, USD a day, doing art, working on video games. And I have other friends who have a really hard time finding work. And the reason is skill level, aggressiveness of like finding jobs and stuff. It's really difficult out there these days.
Yeah,
really,
the
really
of
hard.
This industry or artists in general has really changed.
But I would go, like, what else am I gonna do? Like, I mean, I say I want to draw, and then I'm scared of a career where I have to draw. Like, it doesn't make sense to me. So it's like, if I want to do something, I might as well do it for a career, even if it's hard. Now, I'm not saying you should. It depends on the individual, but that was how I approached it. It's like, dang, art is so hard. Well, I mean, everything is hard these days. And at least I like art.
And for us, like, I mean, we created our own jobs, which is this business.
Yeah, you can make your own game or do whatever. You can write your own books.
It has reached 25K. Ooh, head pats.
Sick.
Maybe we'll do head pats before we go.
Sure. We do have a Discord server, by the way. If you're new here and you're hanging out, we have a Discord server. If you're on TikTok, you can find it on our bio, or you can send us a direct message and ask for the invite. See, if there's a box behind me, it would be like, how would I draw that? I would have to go like,
I wouldn't even know how to draw that.
it would basically be like this.
I'm binging your old VODs. Ooh, really?
Oh, nice. It would still go like that. Hold up. It would look really weird. It would kind of look like that.
Huh.
It would get really, really distorted. I probably wouldn't draw any boxes behind me.
I can't join because my phone number don't work for some reason on Discord. What is your username?
Yeah, we can manually verify you.
Yeah.
It's just like an anti-bot thing.
Yeah. It's not like we collected or anything.
I mean, we don't even get access
Yeah,
to
we
it.
don't even
It's
get
a
access to
Discord
it.
thing.
Yeah.
When a Discord server has phone verification on, it's just Discord verifying that you have a phone number connected to your account. Nobody actually gets that phone number at all.
So Nat the Rat, let me know what your username is.
So there's like a 3-point. It's not really 3-point. It's a 5-point perspective, but it's at like a 3/4
Yes, Kat, it is in our bio. Or
angle.
yeah, profile.
So this is a pretty standard, I mean, if you think about it, this is actually pretty practical because let's say you can take this, crop way in, and now you just make like this your composition, your frame. You could work on like Halo or something, or this could be anything. Like there could be a person here.
Tazzy, thank you for the follow. And Salty Snow, thank you for the follow.
There could be a person here, and they're looking at these things, whatever they are.
Unfortunately, I don't remember. A lot of people ask us how to draw eyes.
Like this, right? Person there standing on that box, but
Welcome back.
this would be the actual view of everything. So you can crop in as little or as much as you want. And the cool thing about these grids is you don't have to crop into the center. You can crop into any section. So if you ever see someone who draws like cars or something and they literally look like this.
All right,
They're like
so
warped.
Nat the Red, I just gave you the student role. Do you guys know where I can get into being able to draw for architecture, like object invention? Object invention?
Architecture. I've never done architecture, but I would recommend finding some people who do the thing that you want to do and emailing them. Ask them about it.
Is it a matter of cropping pictures? Someone asked it, is it a matter of cropping pictures? Like for like, I guess, a scene in a grid?
A matter
Like maybe
of
when they tell
cropping
you,
pictures?
when you draw a frame around a grid, or around part of a grid, and there's a scene. I think they're just asking about that.
I'm not really sure if I understand the question.
I guess maybe my assumption is they're asking like, oh, so do we just like, in order to make a scene, do we just take a grid and crop bits of it to create?
You can, yeah. And then you can actually just save the grids for later. Like you can just hand draw a perspective grid like this, and then you can just like save the image out and like start with it later.
Which of your books should I start with?
It's up to you. What do you want to do?
If you want just the basics, you can start with book number 1. If you want to do more like character design stuff, you can do book 2.
Two months of break.
What? Nice. Do you have any tips for drawing? That's a very vague question.
It's broad.
It's very
Yes.
broad.
The answer is yes.
Just, yes, we do have tips. What kind of specifics? We're talking, Colton's talking more about perspective, but he's not like, it's not like a super serious stream or anything. Although it's kind of gone serious. Like, it's kind of hardcore.
I was playing with action figures earlier.
Swears and Mel, thank you for the follow. You might buy book 2 soon? Too soon? Awesome, thank you.
Look at that pose. Oops. Look at this sass.
Oh, wow, so
Hold up.
demure.
There.
I need a kitty fix.
Bring me kitty fix.
Which one? Any?
Yeah, any cat. Oh, dude, look at that. Oh, it's like a. Hold up. That's a sick pose. What the heck? Whoa. Christina, I just like stumbled into the coolest pose. Yeah, look at this. Feels like a JoJo pose. Kind of does, huh? Here.
Oh my gosh,
That's the
sick.
sickest pose ever, isn't it? Look how good that like gesture right there is.
Wow. Wow, that's a good gesture.
Reminds me of Hisoka It kind of does. Good. Oh. Now what? You know what I realized, Christina? We didn't get one of those stupid checks on TikTok. We had streamed it for 3 hours. I haven't gotten one of those checks. For those of you who don't know, when you live stream on TikTok, for some reason for us, I think it's because of our setup, TikTok like thinks we're AFK, like we're not even here, and so it gives us these like puzzles to solve all the time. And last year, there'd be this super loud alarm that would go off, and all of chat could hear it, and sometimes it would go off like multiple times in a stream. And then chat would think it's funny because we're always mad at TikTok for being annoying. No idea.
Guess who's here?
It's Big Boy.
It's the big boy.
Oh my goodness. Big chunk. Big old chonker. I need to take my headphones off of this.
You're so cute. You're so big and fluffy.
Lovely. We don't check PFPs.
Does chat see Applejack?
I don't know. I guess they
Come
can
here,
kind of
big
see.
boy.
And I'll take him to the litter box because I want him to. Oh, I guess he's pushing
Why do you suddenly want
off.
there we go. That's better. Come on. Shh, 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 shh. Come on, look at the camera.
Come on.
He does not want to look at the
He's
camera.
pouting. I don't know. He's not really.
There he goes.
The big baby. You're so cute.
Awesome, Leo. I'm glad you drew it. All right, I'm gonna take him to the litter box.
He has been not wanting to use the litter box lately. He's been trying to find other places to pee pee. When we got him, he was about 1 year and a month old. And we have no idea. Someone just like dropped him off in front of the adoption center, so we have no idea what his history is and whether he ever really had a proper litter box or whatever. So he can be a little bit finicky. No, he fine. Oh, I gotta use the litter box, dude. You want to take over? Oh yeah, we're gonna wrap up, weren't we? I have 2 cats and they kind of speak English. Awesome. We have 3 kitties. Toby? Head pats? All right. Very good work. 30,000 likes.
Awesome.
Very
That's
nice
good.
work. Very good work. So here's head pats. You pat Toby, or I'll pat Toby and chat at the same time. Yippee! 2 ragdoll cats, but they're a bit dumb. So great work, chat,
Are you dumb?
for the thousands, 30,000 likes.
Thank you.
This is a cool shot.
It is a cool shot.
See, I would never draw this wide of a lens. I would always crop. I would crop. It's kind of a cool shot, though. And it works. Look, they're buildings.
Yeah.
It literally works at any orientation as well. Like it'll work at this orientation. I like this. This is kind of sick. Look at that.
Sick. I really like that. Cool city shot.
Yeah, it's like a city.
Here, you take Toby.
Toby.
I need to check on Applejack and make sure he doesn't pee on the ground.
He didn't like that transfer. His tail's stuck on the headphones. All right, there we go.
You're not gonna pee on the
All
carpet?
right, baby. All right.
Pees a gallon, so that's why I'm concerned.
Yeah. Yeah, good boy. He does not. He's kind of trying to squirm a little bit.
Yeah, good boy. Toby.
I feel like we might bring back challenges in some form, but it will be a bit different than how we used to do them.
Hey, baby.
They're basically prompts that people drew for, and then we would review them every Friday. But that kind of got into a big commitment, so we were like, well, we want to try different things, so yeah.
Y'all live on a Sunday? Yes. We wouldn't do challenges right now anyways. Everybody's busy with Art Fight.
Yeah.
Nobody would do them. Boom, boom, boom.
You're so cute.
Look how cute Toby is.
Look how cute you are. Look at his little baby face. Ooh. You're so cute.
He was sleeping on the chair by me earlier. Before stream.
Well, we'll put this up on our live demos.
Yeah, we'll put this up, and then we'll wrap up. It was a bit of a... I did say Brainrot edition on YouTube, but we'll go into more extreme perspective sometime. I really want to practice more.
Yeah.
What is your question?
Hi, Glacy.
I'm kind of hungry. Are you?
Oh, yeah. Well, dinner's ready. I made sure to get it done during stream so we would have dinner for after we stream.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Delish.
Chicken soup with rice. Oh, I should have added some lemon.
I'm used to reaching over and having a mouse here.
Oh, yeah.
Bro, that is a sass pose. That's like a sassy pose.
Should put Miki in that pose. It's like a fashion editorial pose.
Yeah, it kind of is. Wow. Would the toes be like this?
Oh yeah, for sure. Fashion editorial poses are very distinct. How much was the iPad thingy? What iPad thingy? Ooh, Home Depot order.
Those are your blinds for this room. We finally got some
Yeah.
blinds for this room. We've been using a, like, this blanket over the window. Uh-oh. There we go. How do you draw a head? We have actually a really recent stream that talked all about drawing heads. You can find it on our YouTube channel. Draw Anime Academy on YouTube. Just remember, chat, 2 times 4 equals 5. Handsome Squidward.
What about this one?
Oh, yeah, quoted. That's good. That's a good quote. That's a
That's
pretty
my
good
pose.
sassy one, too.
It's fun doing poses like that.
Yeah. Ooh.
Ooh, nice curvature of the spine.
Yeah. Why does this pose make it feel like it has like a nice butt or something? You know what I mean? It's like it doesn't. It doesn't have a butt, but it feels
Well, I
like it
think
does
it's
when
the
it has this
curvature.
pose.
Yeah. Well, I think it's like leads to the imagination, you know.
All right, we're gonna wrap up. I need to draw tonight, and I have more arm stuff to learn.
It stands. It's a win.
I need to put my fisheye lens away. This thing's sick. It's so cool.
Yeah.
I need to like find an attachment that works on this camera. That'd be pretty sick.
That would be really sick.
Honestly, the phone works pretty well. Maybe I should just record like a YouTube video on here
You might
like,
as well if you want to.
with that format.
Sure.
Bye bye everybody. Thank you for showing up. Thanks for hanging out. Appreciate it. yeah, if you want to join the Discord server, if you're on YouTube, you can go ahead and find it in the description. If you're on TikTok, you can send us a direct message on our profile and ask for the invite. And that's about it. I'm just, I'll respond to him right after stream.
Have a good night, everyone.
Yes,
Or day,
bye-bye,
morning.
everybody. Have a good night.
See ya.
See ya. I'll end TikTok first. Bye-bye. And now I'm going to end YouTube. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Bye.